Welcome to Anfield, the home of the mighty Reds, usually where Mo Salah, Virgil van Dijk and co put on the show.
But today the club are rolling back the years as the legends take centre stage against Celtic.
Gerrard takes his time to go goal! Gerrard! Oh, goodness!
Raise a shed load of money for charity while they're at it. It is the Liverpool FC Legends versus the Celtic Legends, presented by AXA Health in association with Forever Reds. Kick-off is at 3 o'clock and the whole game is live and free to watch on LFC's Facebook and YouTube channel, as well as to the subscribers of LFC TV. Link and intro. Welcome to the Legends Live. It's Liverpool taking on Celtic, the great and the good.
I thought that was for me, but it's John Barnes.
Through it all. Listen, I've got a text. Who have we got here? Who have we got here?
It's me.
It's all going mad.
John Barnes is
it's
here
Ian
as well.
Stirling first of all.
Nice
and
to
it's
see
John
you.
Barnes.
This lady was about that big. I knew this girl was just running around with a little nappy on. Look at
Oh, wowing.
Can someone get
come
John
here
Barnes a
first.
microphone?
You might as well. Come on. Well, the intro was going a bit mad, so I just thought you've actually just saved the
You're
day.
a wonderful young lady, because when you were 2 and 3 running around, we were worried about you, I have to say.
It's actually
we were worried
mad.
about you.
John Barnes says that he knows me from way back. I can't remember, but it's
don't
all right,
remember,
isn't
but
it?
Where did you meet her?
I can't tell you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, but hang on a second. I'm 30 years older than her, so it's not like where did I meet her?
John,
She was a baby.
I'm Ian,
I knew
by the
her
way. Pleasure
family.
to meet you.
I know, I
I knew
feel
her
rude.
family.
I
I
should
know her
have done
mum.
that, shouldn't I? I should have done the intro. John, listen, talk to me about today. It's the first time me and Ian have been here. We're by the Kop, we're not in the Kop, we're in front of it today. How good does it feel to be back?
It is incredible. I'm so looking forward to it, mainly because I'm not playing.
Aren't
Because,
you
listen,
thinking
I
that
just
you
get
wanna get the
tired.
boots
I
back
get
on?
tired just walking across the pitch. This is how long it took me to get across here. But it's a great occasion. Of course, it's for the foundation. 48,000 are going to turn up. Celtic have come down. And all the good work that the foundation does for the community is fantastic. So it's great that the crowd have turned up. But they want to see a good game. So they kind of limited the over 50s to 1 or 2. So Gary McAllister is a bit younger than me. So we've got some young ones, so it's going to be a great game. But you don't want the old ones playing.
Well, that's it, because apparently the Scotland, Celtic, they've
come
got
on
a
now.
few. I'm sorry, it's just
They've
they've got a few young ones, haven't they?
Well, we have to, because as I said, last time I played was about 10, I would have been 49, and I think the fans turn up because it's a great occasion. But of course, they want to see a good game as well. And
Yeah.
if you have the older players, so myself and Rushy and Aldo are the assistant.
You're chilling back today, aren't you?
assistant. We're the assistant manager. So it'll be a good game.
I
as well as being
reckon
a
if
great
you put
occasion.
Rush on from the 85th minute, you might be able to sneak ahead.
No,
Come on.
Rushy couldn't even last 5 minutes. I'd take it from me. Because of course there's some players are playing who are just retired.
Yeah.
Charlie Adam, and there's some 40-year-olds.
Some that aren't even retired yet.
I know, yeah. And some retired many years ago.
But is there a party that does want to get your boots back on?
There was, not at my age and my stage now, where I ruptured my patella tendon. I get injured every time I play, so therefore my head rules my heart. So I suppose when I first stopped playing in these kind of games 10 years ago, for a couple of years I thought it'd be great to play, but after a while you know when your time's up. Chelsea, what about you?
I mean, listen,
You're still
if you
playing,
need
aren't
me,
you?
if you need me,
Yeah?
I can jump
Get your boots on.
What about you, Ian?
I played in Soccer Aid 1 year, John, and it went so well. I've been doing the commentary for the last 3 years since that
So
happened.
well for who? The opposition?
I played for the rest of the world left back. I was breathing out of parts of my body I didn't even know existed by the end of it.
Well, you still look fit. You look young and slim. And
I've
you
lost
look like you
15
still play.
kilograms this year. Thank you very much for asking. I
And
do
how did you do
appreciate
that?
Fitness and exercise job. But it's not about me today.
Well, boys, I'm excited. I can't
What
wait.
players are you guys looking forward to seeing today? That's the thing I want to know. Who are you looking forward to seeing playing, John?
Luis Garcia.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh,
Because I
yes.
look at him
What
on
does he
social
drink?
media with his wife doing all kinds of weights, and he's like so fit. But of course Stevie as well,
Obviously,
But all of
Stevie.
them.
I think McAllister's going to get stuck in about it, by the way.
I was having a word with Gary McAllister yesterday because he was a training with the white socks and his legs were whiter than his socks. So I told him he's got to put some false tan on because, you know, he looks as if he just come down from Scotland in the winter.
Well, if
not looking good,
if
Gary.
you have a tan, you're not legally allowed back into Scotland.
Gary's actually 1 year younger than me, so he's 58. So he's probably the oldest one playing. So he's asked for, he won't last long. You didn't know he was that old, did you, Gary McAllister?
I had no idea. 58.
Yeah, 58.
The team is looking good. Just stop right there, because should we have a little look at the team now?
Oh, yeah,
let's have a little look at the team. You can talk us through it, John, if you want.
Well, this is the team in the first half.
Yeah, this is the team, apparently. This is
the team in the first half. No, but we've got a team for the second half because we've got 21 players. So if you look at with Strong at the back,
you know,
Clavan.
you've got Sander in goal.
Yeah, and Sammy is very competitive. And of course, either side of him, Skirtle and Clavan. And Greg Vigniel, who's very fit. He's coaching at the moment. Kavami, Torre, he's also very fit. McManaman, Gerrard.
Charlie Adam in there.
Charlie Adam. Well, Charlie was still playing up to 18 months ago last year. So
he was doing great things at Dundee. He got player of the year for Dundee. Like,
he did get player of the year. I think they got relegated though, so I don't know what he was doing. But you know, he said his last game was when they got relegated. So hopefully he can help him out today and count up front. And of course, second half. If you look at the team in the second half, we've got Cisse. Robbie Keane's actually playing for Celtic in the first half.
He's playing for both. I told him it's all right if he scores for Celtic, as long as he scores a few more for Liverpool.
He'll come on. And of course, we still got some young players. Gary Mack is open for 10 minutes. And the Celtic team are also fairly young and strong.
There you go, Celtic team.
I mean,
Robbie
like,
Keane
McGinn still, I think McGinn still plays today.
And Stidian Petrov, I signed him at Celtic. He's good Lustig. So they've got some, you know, some good young players as well.
Jan
Vennegoor was still playing up to not
I remember Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink played for Celtic back when you had to pay per letter on the back of the shirt, so nobody got him.
So I think it's going to be a good game. You know, you got Trevor Sinclair, who's going to, you know, come on in the second half. Harold Bratback I had at Celtic, who's a commercial pilot now. So, of course, you know, he's a very bright boy. Ramon Vega, I think, is trying to keep out the way, to be honest with you. I don't think Ramon wants to play too much.
I can't wait to get it started now.
What's Trevor Sinclair doing in the Celtic Legends? I don't remember seeing him.
Celtic, yeah. Did he not know he played for Celtic?
Well, listen,
where did he play for Celtic?
Enough about Celtic. Let's have a look
at
Kenny doing the team talk this morning. Let's look at that. Okay, they haven't got it ready yet. Kenny must still be talking.
I think they're trying to decipher it because I'm looking at the players' faces when he picked the team. And after they picked the team, we had to go around and tell everybody who was playing. Because when Kenny picked the team, no one understood a word he said.
There he goes.
Apart from
There
Gary
he
Mack.
is. There's Robbie.
Did you have a word here then, John? What's your motivational speech for the boys today?
Oh, no, but let Kenny do it. Just don't get injured. Don't get injured. Yeah, don't get injured.
I've not seen so many men over the age of 40 in tracksuits in my entire life, I don't think.
But it's a bit different because when I played, players over 40 in my time were still very unfit, you know, because we kind of let ourselves go. Whereas Sammy Hoopier is still as fit, as slim as he was and as fit as when he played.
Who is the fittest, do you think?
Well, you know, I have to say, because Sammy is probably a little bit older than a lot of them, but he's still very, very fit. Steve McManaman is always fit.
Is he?
Yeah, he doesn't do any training, but he could run ever since he was like 5 years old. But Louis Garcia probably, obviously, you know, what he does. So, but you know, they're all fit and competitive. So we're hoping for a home win.
Home win. I hope so. I hope so. And you know, training. Were you there last night?
I was there last night. Yeah, I don't know if you can call it training.
Let's have a look at training.
I don't think you can call it training.
Who's the worst at training and who's the best? Talk to
Steve
me.
McManaman is the worst.
But
he was worse when he was 25 years old. The best player at Liverpool, went to Real Madrid, but he was the worst trainer. But because he can run all day, so he doesn't even try in training.
Gary McAllister looks younger now.
Yeah, Gary, he does look younger now. But wait till you see the white legs. If you see them training, you're going to see it.
Dude, come on, legend.
Dirk was good, and Robbie Keane was very good in training.
Oh wow, look at you! Look great in slow mo. You should come on Love Island.
But of course, that's obviously the top. Don't show below the waist or below the belly because my belly is a little bit.
You don't want to see that in slow. Believe me, slow mo doesn't.
Albert Riera was also, but we got some good fit ones. Yeah. Clavan is also very fit.
You are right, though. I mean, the shots are amazing, but I don't really see much training taking place. It's sort of slow-mo walks.
I mean, I'm not the director. You said let's look at training, and you put that on. So I was going to describe what we saw in training, but you know.
I could talk to you all day, and I know you could talk to us as well. But you've both got to go and get the boys ready.
Exactly, because I am the fourth assistant. Below John Aldridge.
Genuine honour to meet you, mate. Genuinely.
Nice to see you.
Good luck. Come and talk to us later.
Yeah, please,
John. We've got nothing else to talk about, John.
John, we were actually in a lot of bother before you showed up.
Okay,
thanks
now
a lot.
if you want to show your support, you can, you know, the viewers on Facebook can donate via the button below or visit liverpoolfc.com/donate to help the support. of the LFC Foundation and Forever Reds.
Don't forget the money raised from today's fixtures will fund programmes in schools, inclusive sports, social action, health and wellbeing, and tackling food poverty. Details are on the screen throughout the show, so please, I know it's a tough time, but donate what you can.
Well, now we've actually got another little chat. Becky is over there with Gillian, someone who's very important to today. So if we can go to Becky.
Yeah, thanks guys. We are with Gillian McMahon from Right to Play, who work alongside the LFC Foundation. Gillian, firstly, just tell us all about what you guys do.
Thanks. Yeah, we're delighted to be here today. So Right to Play is the only global development organisation that we're focused exclusively on using play to protect, educate and empower children around the world. We reach over 2 million children every year, reaching some of the world's most vulnerable children in Africa, Asia and the Middle East. And we help children stay in school, gain an education and recover from trauma through play. And we're delighted to work in partnership with the Liverpool Football Club Foundation, side by side helping children claim their future and have happier lives.
And sadly, obviously, there are so many children across the globe really facing hardship at the moment. Just tell us how they can benefit from the work that the LFC Foundation does.
Yes, so we work together in programmes in Thailand where we help children gain vital life skills and learn about youth leadership through play and sport. We're working in Senegal, working on issues of gender equality and helping girls get into education, helping young people and young women participate in sport. And we're just starting to work together in Tanzania, a programme funded by the UK government that helps children stay in school and access their education for a brighter future.
And people will obviously have seen as well that the side-by-side logo the players wearing in the Champions League the last 2 seasons. So what kind of exposure, that kind of exposure can have, what kind of a benefit can that have?
Yeah, it's just amazing. We're so grateful to have that exposure on the strip, and Liverpool has such an amazing fan base around the world, and allowing us to raise awareness of what we're doing is really important. So we're really grateful to the club and to the foundation for letting us do that.
And finally, what does it mean to be here at Anfield today? Hopefully, a lot of money to be raised.
Well, we've got a very, very important VIP with us now.
VVIP.
It's only Jamie Webster's come to talk to us.
What's happening, guys?
How are you, Jamie?
I'm all good, mate. Nice
You
to see
okay?
you
Little
again,
touch
Chelsea.
there.
So nice to meet you, man. Genuinely.
Yeah, my fiance's going to be jealous of talking to me, mate. You know
Well,
what I mean?
I can tell you that I've seen you perform live about 4 times and I remember about 1 of them. So it's always been a fantastic time.
Ian, can you please, just for me and Jamie, just say, I've got a text?
I've got a text.
Yes.
Tonight
Just
in
thank you.
Anfield. Jamie's playing a song.
Yeah, don't take the mick out of me, don't let you
No,
do that.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. You're a legend. I'd never do that.
How are you, mate? How are
Jamie,
you?
is it true? Because we were going, there's
We
no
couldn't
way
believe
that
this.
is true, that you've never performed at Anfield.
Yeah, I asked Elton John for the support slot when he was here last summer, but it didn't come through, unfortunately. No, I've played in the lounges and stuff like that, obviously, over the years, but no, never played looking at this unbelievable sight, which we probably take for granted more than we should.
100%.
Yeah, obviously I'm up there today, just in amongst all the fans, so it should be exciting.
Wow.
Tell you what,
Forward to it.
it's filling up as well.
No, not with. I mean, there's always a little bit of nerves before you play your first chords or whatever, but this is just a lovely family day, isn't it? Money's getting raised. It's what I do. Do you know what I mean? I love it.
I was going to say, because, on days like this, how important is this? The money that is being raised. And we're going back in the years, a few years, taking us back into watching Stevie, Lewis Garcia.
Exactly. Look, I said to a few of the lads when we were having something to eat before, I said it makes me realise how old I'm getting now that the legends are the lads who were like my heroes. Do you know what I mean? But no, it's just amazing to be here. Obviously, community is such a big word in this city, and it should be in every city.
Yeah.
And thankfully, Liverpool fans, we know how to look after our own, and that's why we're all here today. Yeah, we want to see Stevie, replicate a few goals that he scored years gone by. We'd love to see Lewis Garcia score, one of his memorable goals that he scored so many years. But it's all about the foundation today, and it's all about raising money for the causes that need. And I'm just so proud to be part of it, as I'm sure we all are.
Yeah.
I mean, It's going to go off in here, isn't it, when he starts singing?
It's going to be unbelievable. I mean, we had to drag him away from everyone asking for autographs earlier on. We're lucky we even got him sat in here today, so thank you for taking the time, Jamie. And the one thing I was going to ask you as well, mate, is like the great thing about events like this, it makes you realise that like how amazing football is, but like also how important football is, isn't it, to like a city like Liverpool?
Well, it's massive, you know. You look at all your typical, you know, working class cities. You look at Liverpool, you look at Glasgow. You know
exactly,
what I mean?
Yeah,
You're not talking about Celtic. Two cities that are so similar and identical in so many ways. You know, community is such a big word in both cities, and both cities know how to, like I've just said, you know, how to look after the people, and it's special here. And you know, you've only got to see just how it's, you know, we're a long way from kick-off, you know, as far as match days goes. Yeah. And look how many people are in the ground today. Look at the reception Barnsley got. You know, half of these kids never ever seen Barnsley kick a football. I didn't see Barnsley kick a football for Liverpool.
Off the FIFA
exactly.
cards or something.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just an unbelievable day. Thankfully, the sun's out for us as well. And
yeah, it was raining at the start, but the minute John Barnes arrived, the sun popped
it's gone off. Well, listen, boys, you're going to stick around with us dead quick. Becky is having a chat right now with Robbie Keane and Steve McManaman, so let's go and see what she's got to say.
OK, we are with Steve McManaman and Robbie Keane. Robbie, it's your second one, I think. Steve, you're a veteran of these games now.
Yes, been stood here a long time in these games. Thoroughly enjoyable games. Still really honoured to be invited. Great to see a lot of players that I didn't play with, of course. Robbie, likes of Martin Skirtle. I mean, there's so many actually in this team, so it's a pity I couldn't see a lot of the lads who played last year. But new set of faces, and it's great to see everybody.
Yourself, Robbie, as we say, your second time back, but you must get such a buzz when you walk out onto that pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think first and foremost, it's for a great cause, you know. And as Macca said, you know, I grew up watching Macca and the Robbie Fowlers of this world. So I don't show your age here, but yeah, I had to say it. So now to be, you know, on the pitch with them and is great. And as I said, it's my second one. Looking forward to it. It's always a great atmosphere. And of course, for me, it's a double whammy today. So playing 25 minutes for Celtic first half. So I hope the lads don't kick me because I have to play for them the second half.
You wouldn't do that, would you?
We'd never do that, Becky. No. We trained last night and had a good laugh. So. The thing is, we know his moves, like, because we showed them last night. So yeah, we'll try and close him down a bit.
I was going to say, what's your prep like? You know, in the week running up to it, weeks even. Do you do a few more gym sessions? Get a few gym sessions under the belt?
Yeah, I did a little bit of training with Shamrock Rovers for the last week to get a little bit sharp. Because I'm not into the treadmills and all that, so just football training.
Who was looking in shape and training last night then?
Well, to be honest, we're quite fortunate, the Liverpool team. I don't know whether you've looked, but you know, I think Martin Skirtle only retired recently, didn't he? Ragnar Klavan's the same. Lewis Garcia always looks good. Of course, Stephen always keeps himself in trim. So we've got Mark Gonzalez, who, of course, who's played recently and scored goals here against Manchester United. So we've got lots, and whenever Liverpool ask former players to play, they normally say yes if they can. So I think we've got 20 players here today, so we've got lots of opportunities to change if people get tired or whatever. So that's always a great thing as well. I don't know how strong the Celtic boys are. Robbie might know more than me, but certainly the Liverpool lads look fit and well, to be very honest.
I mean, as we say, obviously it's primarily about the foundation. It's a fun day as well, but there is a real competitive edge to these as well, isn't there?
Yeah, it is, because you know I was in the both dressing rooms before when the manager's doing the team talk, and you know Celtic are taking it very, very serious. They've got players who've actually kind of still playing. One is still playing, Noel McGinn, and a few just retired. So the players that want to win, like any player, as soon as you go over that white line, it doesn't matter whether it's for charity or it's a competitive game. You want to win. You want to win. That's a competitive nature.
If we're here, mate, you might as well win the game than lose the game, wouldn't you? And that's not. Yeah. I mean, of course, it's being competitive. We know it's. You know what we're here for. We know that we're trying to raise money for the foundation and a number of other charities. But while we're here, you know, he wants to score goals. Of course he does. That's what he's done all his career when he played. So he wants to score goals. He wants to play well. He wants to win the game, and that goes for everybody who'll step foot out there. Yes, we'll enjoy ourselves. You know, we'll all have a beer late and shake hands afterwards. But while you're there, you might as well be a little bit competitive and try and win the game.
You mentioned the team talks there. Obviously, Kenny will be giving yours. What are his words of wisdom like beforehand?
A lot of the foreign lads couldn't understand him. That was the thing. We still don't know that he named the team, and people were still questioning him. But yeah, Kenny's Kenny, isn't it? You know, I've known him for a long time. I made my debut under him when he was manager. So, you know, I've always had a great relationship with him, and of course John Barnes and John Aldridge and Ian Rush were there as well. Talk about, you know, the elder statesman giving us people who've won absolutely everything. So it was great to see it. But you know, very relaxed as it is with Kenny, but. the fundamental thing is, you know, make sure you're fit and well, make sure you don't get injured, and, you know, try and win the game.
Listen, I know you've got work to do, so I'm going to let you get off. Enjoy, have fun. Back to you, Chelsea.
I mean, it's just wild, isn't it? The noise is crazy right now in here. Jamie?
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Something else, that, wasn't it?
Amazing,
It's hard to gather your thoughts when Kenny Dalglish is 10 yards behind you anyway. It's never an easy thing to get used to.
Ian can't speak, he's just staring at him.
He's right there. It's just like, it's mind-blowing.
Live in 20 seconds and the crowd erupted halfway.
Ian, are you okay? He's coming over. He's coming over, Kenny.
There he
He's
is.
coming.
Hello again, Ken. Nice to see you, mate. You're all right? Look, I'll hand you over to the
Come in here.
professionals.
Hey, Kenny. You all right? I think Ian's lost for words to meet you, Kenny.
I've never been good with that.
I was going to try and have a really good interview with you here, but it's so loud whenever you come over or wherever you are. The crowd's just going crazy. Talk to me about today.
Players really enjoy coming along, get to play on the pitch. So for the players, it's a fantastic cause. Everything's going towards people that are less fortunate than themselves. And they come over every year, the families come, and they really enjoy it. And it's a fantastic service. Doing it's great attributes to them.
It's mad in here. I'm sure you're used to being, on the turf down here. The Liverpool team are just coming out now. Do you want to talk to me about the starting lineup you've chosen?
Listen, everybody's going to get, no everybody, apart from maybe one or two is going to get at least 45 minutes. If they're good enough to give up their time to come and play, we've got to be respectful of that as well, respectful of the players, respectful for what they've done for the football club and what they're doing for other people. So, obviously they want to win.
Obviously they want to win. Unfortunately, we've had a bit of a microphone issue, so I've got to use my microphone, and I can't let you go without Ian asking you a question, because really you are his god, so...
Thank you very much. Kenny, I guess here I was talking to Jay Webster earlier about how important football is a city like Liverpool and events like this. What do you think it is about this club in particular that brings a city together and brings a community together?
Yeah, I think football clubs, it's all about the community. That's what they were set up for in the first place. So I don't know why it gets lost sometimes with some clubs. But for Celtic and Liverpool, the relationship there is fantastic, because first game back after Hillsborough was at Celtic Park, and if you've ever looked at YouTube and seen the ovation that both players got and everybody walking onto the pitch, both people standing together, red and white, green and white, it was unbelievable. And since then it's always been a really close affiliation with each other, and what they did for us that day was unbelievable. I mean, today they've turned up and they've laid a wreath at the Hillsborough statue, so the relationship's there.
Yeah, I'd say we've actually got some footage of you and some of the Celtic legends laying down a wreath. I don't know if we can show that now, but I think that was there. And there is a long history of Celtic supporting Liverpool, and particularly with things like the Hillsborough, and that relationship's always existed. It's a lovely thing to see, and I think we've got this footage here now. You want to talk us through that, Kenny?
No, it just tells you how the club is, how good the club is, and how thoughtful it is of the community. It's not their local community, it's ours. But they want to pay their respects to the people from Hillsborough, and they've done it. They did it fittingly well. Football's very competitive, but at the end of the day, there's plenty of room for some compassion as well.
100%. Well, we're excited, aren't we, to get it underway now. We're hoping we're going to win. Oh, look at everyone.
The most important thing is there thousands of people here going to benefit. Not just the ones that have come in, they've made a contribution as well, simply by being here. But you're helping people that are less fortunate, and can guarantee them every penny's a prisoner.
That's what I was about to say. We forget, don't we? This whole thing is to be raising money. I think about 50,000 in today, 4,000 Celtic fans as well.
Well, they had to stop the sales, the ticket to the Celtic fans, but I don't think they'll be able to stop them because they'll be in and around everywhere. They'll mix freely and they'll have a great day.
Thank you so much. Just amazing, isn't it?
What do you reckon the score's going to be, Kenny, today?
As long as it's positive for us, we're all right.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I told Robbie Keane he can score for Celtic, just score more for us, and it's sound.
If he plays well for Celtic, he's no chance of getting a game for us.
Do you know, is he first half for them? First half for Celtic. Yeah. King Kenny, thank you very much.
Absolute pleasure, sir. Honestly.
Good luck. See you later. Ian.
Well, I just went, Kenny, what do you think the score's going to be? So I feel like an absolute fool now, but there you go. But what a lovely man. And I tell you what, switched on. Unbelievable. Better public speaker than both of us.
It's a bit awkward though, we still have to keep using this mic between us. I'm not really sure what to do.
Do you know what it feels a bit like? Do you know that scene from Lady and the Tramp with the pasta? That's nice.
It's like, to me, to you, to me. But no, talk to me, scores. What do you think the score's going to be?
Well, from what I can hear, Liverpool have got they've got a lot more firepower and a lot depth of squad. So you think legs, they've maybe got it, but Celtic have got a young team. I mean, the fact that Celtic have got legends that are the same age as me is depressing for me, and also a sight that they might have some young ringers in there.
Well, Stevie G, obviously, we're both looking forward to seeing him, and I think Becky is ready now, and we can see her talking to Stephen right now.
Yeah, Chelsea, of course, he has graced this pitch hundreds of times before, but only his second appearance in the Legends. Stephen Gerrard, how are we?
I think it's my third appearance, actually. Sorry to correct you.
At Anfield, I mean.
Oh, at Anfield, yeah. No, listen, I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm really looking forward to today. We obviously know it's for a fantastic cause, the LFC Foundation and Forever Red. So when you get the nod and the invite, it's an absolute pleasure to come here today to see so many faces that I'm used to seeing in this stadium. I can't wait to get going now.
Yeah, it's not just a game, is it? It's like almost like a reunion for you guys. Obviously, you don't see each other that often anymore, so nice to get back together.
Yeah, it's a great occasion to share the old stories, the dressing room, see how everyone's getting on, because you do lose contact with people because you're living in different countries and you're all doing your own thing. But we're here. The main thing is to win the game. I think every time you put the Liverpool kits on, and whether it's for charity or not, we've got to win the game. We've got a lot of supporters here today and a lot that are watching, so priority is to win, and then obviously, hopefully we raise a lot of money for fantastic causes here local. Celtic can obviously take their chunk as well and spend it wisely in good causes up in Scotland. And we'll also support our ex-players. Ron Yates hasn't been, obviously, people like Ron have had issues, and the Forever Red support people like him, so it's so important.
And you've got your little lad here as well. He's just behind you there having a little kick about. I mean, that must be some dad points you get for today, bringing him to a day like this.
Listen, it's what I've always wanted to do. I've got 3 daughters. I haven't been able to really do that. They're not really into football, so to have Leo, who loves being here just as much as me, it's great to spend your day with your little boy.
Tell us about the prep you do as well. You're obviously keeping yourself in shape, but a few gym sessions in the week before. What have you been doing?
To be honest with you, I haven't been too great. I haven't been feeling too well, and normally I'd prepare. I'd do a couple of days in the gym. I'd go for a few runs. I'd keep myself in shape, but my preparation for this game, I'll have to be openly honest, it's been a disgrace.
You're not feeling too well. You did the full 90 against Barca, didn't you?
Yeah, that's
this time last year. Now, not happening today, no?
Well, listen, whatever Kenny says goes, you know that, so we'll see what the gaffer's got for me, but I haven't been feeling great. I haven't been feeling myself. I've had a bit of a chest infection, but once the game gets going, I'll be there for whatever Kenny needs me for.
Right, no worries. I'm going to let you go and join in that warm-up. Yes, thank you so much. Enjoy it, Stephen. Bye-bye.
Oh, it's always just so good to see Stevie at Anfield.
Stevie Gerrard back in Anfield,
Stevie
where he belongs.
Anfield, and if I close my eyes, I can almost see, where I was at certain games. Man United, for instance, here we go. This is the last Legends game. Should we talk?
Oh, it was cheeky.
Did you come to these, Ian?
I've not been. This is my first Legends game, actually, so I'm really looking forward to it. But I believe we won the last 2.
We know him, don't we, Berbatov? We were at Soccer Aid with him.
Of course, yeah. That was an absolutely lovely finish there.
They've still got it, haven't they? Gonzalez there.
That's a throwback. And we beat United both last Legends games.
Exactly. We're on good stead. Mark Gonzalez scored a few as well, didn't he?
So listen, if you are watching online, stay on the Facebook page and the YouTube channel to watch the game, because look, these guys can still play football, like.
They can't. Berbatov there again.
And don't forget, if you can, at any point, please do try and click the donate button or visit liverpoolfc.com/donate to help support the Liverpool FC Foundation and Forever Reds.
Sorry, and I'm just watching all the goals. I can see.
Well, here we go. Boink.
Webster, though, can you see him up there in the corner? He's slowly getting ready, so there's a bit of a buzz round now. Everyone can see him getting ready.
I still can't believe Jamie's getting ready for his first ever performance at Anfield.
No, I can't. Like he said, you know, there was a bit of. He's done the lounges. I've performed with him in Madrid when we won out there at the after party with all the players and Kloppo. That was unreal.
Well, I think Liverpool do the best box parks, and I think a big part of that, Jamie's played a massive part of that in the last 2 or 3 years.
Now, this is about to go off. When Jamie picks up that guitar, it's going to go mad. Like, we've scored a goal. He's a son of Liverpool.
And they're singing starting already, and he's not even on the pitch.
Now the Celtic fans have started singing as well.
They'll need to get drowned out. Jamie, get your guitar. Drown out the Celtic fans ASAP.
Jamie's
there he
up
is.
there.
He's up.
There he is. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I'm not sure what's gonna be louder, to be fair, if Stevie scores or as soon as Jamie's finished singing, because I'm telling you.
Yeah, but look at Jamie, as always, even when he's setting up, he's still just chatting away to fans. He's chatting to the security. You should set up your You should be setting up your guitar.
He is. He talks to everyone. Oh, look at the boys there warming up as well.
I can't get over how good Gary McAllister looks for a man in his 50s.
How old is he now?
50s. I think John Barnes said 57. That can't be right, though. It's on the stitch up.
Man, that John Barnes, every time I see him, says, "I knew you when you were little."
What is the chat behind that?
I just think he's thought I was someone else or something.
Is that what it just?
No, I don't know.
Have your family never said, "Oh, do you remember when John Barnes used to come round and play Boggle or whatever"?
No.
No, never. Who are you? You've not even told me yet. Who are you looking forward to seeing today?
Who am I looking forward to seeing? I mean, it's the obvious ones, isn't it? The Stevies. I don't even want to mention his name because I'm very excited to meet him. You know, I've met a few Liverpool players over the years.
Yeah.
But the day I met Steven Gerrard, that guy brought so much joy to my life as a Liverpool fan growing up. I was here when we beat Olympiacos, you know, on the way to Istanbul that year. I remember that volley. I remember the cup finals that he just dragged us out of, you know. It's like... And he was a Scouser, and he showed me growing up that, you know, your dreams can come true.
Do you know what? It is very true. Again, it's another thing, as well as football, helping communities and the LFC Foundation raising money for charities. It also inspires young people. So hopefully there'll be some people watching today that might say, do you know what, I can do this, I can achieve what I want to do.
Exactly. But they're all warming up.
I'm also looking forward to, I must admit, as well, I'm a Liverpool fan, I'm looking forward to seeing Stilian Petrov as well.
Stilian Petrov.
Yeah.
He could take a free kick, couldn't he?
After everything he's been through as well, to still be playing today is so impressive.
Okay, well,
But
I think
anyway.
Jamie is ready, so should we just sit back now and enjoy his performance?
I think I'm going to have a little drink.
Jamie Webster, right now.
Thank you, folks. Welcome everyone to Anfield. A very special afternoon for the LFC Foundation. We've got an absolute treat to kick off today. It's the first time he's ever played inside Anfield. He's buzzing about it. Anfield, please welcome Jamie Webster.
Jay Spearing, talk to me about Jamie Webster, please.
I'm absolutely buzzing, you know. He's actually wants me to make me play a game here. I think, listen, if you could get that in a league game, the atmosphere for league games, I know it's incredible as it is, but what an atmosphere he could kick off before a game, and some of the songs, he's a true Scouser. He sums up the Scousers' word, doesn't he?
He actually does. Boyhood dreams, I think, for him. Did you know this is the first time he's played at Anfield?
It's actually quite bad that it is the first time. It is, it's crazy as well, but what a moment, because even like you say, that we watched it in me live, obviously the Celtic fans as well, they're all getting involved and they were loving it, and the atmosphere it's brought in the last 15 minutes has been incredible, and it gets it right up for the game now.
Well, you are here today, you know, as a guest for Forever Reds. How important is it today to be here, and, you know, just, are you a bit buzzed that you're not out there?
I'm a little bit gutted, yeah, but obviously I played a game for the youth team yesterday, so that was obviously good for me with the role that I'm doing, but in the Forever Reds, I think it's an incredible thing that the club have done. It keeps us ex-players involved in the club. This isn't just a club, it's a family, and I felt that since coming back at the club, and even when I left them many years ago, I still felt that I was always part of it. And then to come back and see a lot of familiar faces and be able to speak to the King just then before, they're special moments, and for me as a boyhood Liverpool fan, what more could I want? I'm absolutely buzzing.
What more can you want? Well, you're going to stay with me, but we are going to jump back to Becky now. She caught up with Dirk Kuyt a few minutes ago.
Yeah, we are with Dirk Kuyt. He's just completed his warm-up. There's barely a bead of sweat on here, is there? How is it to be back? You looking forward to it?
Really looking forward. I put a bit of water on my face because it's, the sun is shining, but great to be back at Anfield with so many supporters for a very good cause. And what's very special is that there are so many Celtic fans as well, so it's going to be a real game today.
Absolutely, perfect day for you. I mean, it's turned into the perfect day weather-wise, fingers crossed. I mean, kick-off very close. When you hear you'll never walk alone in a few minutes' time, the hairs surely will stand up a bit on your arm.
Yeah, of course. You know, it's a very special song for all of us, also for the Celtic supporters. And I was here a couple of weeks before, during the Liverpool-Man United game. It was very special. But it's most special when you are, as a player on the pitch, and everybody's singing "You Never Walk Alone."
And of course, it's a really important day as well for the foundation, and I'm sure that the players are all delighted to play their part in that as well.
No, that's great. You know, we love to come back to our club, Liverpool. All the players come from all over the world. But what makes it very special is that we're always playing for a full crowd. So I'm really happy that I'm here.
Now, there's varying degrees of fitness in this squad. I think you're clearly in very good shape yourself. What's your routine like before a game like this?
You're just trying to train a little bit, but you cannot compare it to a full match because now we need to run over a long distance. So I'm sure, a few people popping up with injuries, probably hamstring injuries, but it's all for a very good cause.
And finally, there's some big names in this team. Obviously, Steven Gerrard, of course. Luis Garcia looks in incredible shape, as always. Who's going to be key for you this afternoon?
Well, I'm happy that Stevie is again here to play the game. He's also playing very close to me, so it makes things easier for me to play today.
I'm going to let you get back in the dressing room. Enjoy it. Take care.
Dirk Kuyt, what a guy. He looks good, doesn't he? He looks ready.
Doesn't look like he's aged.
He doesn't at all. Well, this corner, it's the popular corner. Everyone's been here today with me. But we've been joined by Gina. Obviously, we were just talking about, you know, Zoe's place and how important it is, not just for the day and obviously the foundation giving money and stuff, but for you, just talk to me today about being here.
So Zoe's place is a baby hospice. We're located in West Derby. We take care of children that are aged 0 to 5 with life-limiting and life-threatening conditions. We're the only baby-specific one in the whole of the country. We do have premises in Middlesbrough and in Coventry, but I'm the corporate and major donor fundraiser for Liverpool, so we've been lucky enough to be invited today by the LFC Foundation. We've got one of our families actually upstairs. Yeah, they're having a ball. The kids have fed, ready to watch Jamie. Well, just watch Jamie Webster.
Were they just over the moon?
Oh, they were so happy to be here.
Jay said then, you know, if this happened every match game, it'd just be amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, invite me every time.
Every game, wouldn't it?
Please.
You know, Jay, you've got 3 girls, haven't you?
Yeah.
Again, you know, Zoe's Place charities like this, what they do, it's so important, isn't it?
It is, and to have the support from the club as well, it must mean a huge deal to not just you, but the families that you're obviously supporting. And to have 3 young girls myself, them opportunities and have that backing, it obviously must take a lot of weight off the shoulders.
Honestly, the support that LFC give us, it's unmeasurable. Like, it's not only days like this and the experiences. You know, we've got 42 families that we look after, but I'll tell you now, 40 are Reds. 40 are Reds, and when we bring a player into the hospice, everyone is so excited and so overjoyed to see them. And obviously, we've had a recent donation from the Forever Reds Foundation. That's gone to supporting a play specialist salary for the whole year. That produces just the most amazing opportunities for our kids. And to be honest, from food hampers, match day experiences, financial gain, it's a partnership we're very lucky to be a part of.
Can you talk to us just really quickly, you know, people watching now, how can they help?
So obviously we're a partner with the LFC Foundation, so if they're supporting any of the ways that they're getting supported today, if you want to talk to us directly, I'm in the office on Monday, ring Zoe's Place Baby Hospice, I'll be there. Or if not, just the text to donate that everybody seems to be doing, so any help's appreciated.
Amazing.
Thank
Guys,
you.
I'm going to have to say love you and leave you because we are fast
game time.
Kick-off. The players will be leaving the dressing rooms in a few minutes. It's exciting, you can't hear nothing in here. After the break, we'll bring you all the action live. Pete McDowell, Nigel Spackman, and of course Ian Sterling will take you through all of the action of the Liverpool vs Celtic. Yes, the legends, the back at Anfield. It's going to be a good day, isn't it?
I hope so.
Are you excited?
Up the
What do you think the score's going to be?
Someone's saying 6-1, which is crazy.
Go 4-0.
4-0. I'm not sure what I'm going to go to. I want it to be close. Can we do penalties?
No, let's get the job done.
I think if Stevie scores, I'm happy.
All right. See you later, everyone. Enjoy the match.
The LFC Foundation, delivering real change in local parks, community hubs, classrooms, and on football pitches.
I have the best job in the world. It's a big badge to have on our chest and we wear it with pride.
It's an unbelievable privilege. There's no better feeling.
In the last 12 months alone, we've supported 83,000 people. Almost 2/3 of those coming from the most deprived areas in the UK.
The LFC Foundation literally creates life-changing opportunities.
It's very welcoming. Football's almost like a new way of communicating. That's what LFC has showed me.
We've delivered £8 million into our local economy and nearly £25 million in health benefits. Sport is at the heart of what we do. But the LFC Foundation goes further, runs deeper. There's the support we provide to help keep kids out of gangs, and the skills we teach to get them into jobs. Plus, the pioneering techniques we use to improve our young people's mental health and increase their sense of belonging.
Access to sport for children and young people is so important for many reasons. Not only does it have a positive impact on physical and mental health by encouraging a healthy lifestyle and building important skills such as confidence and resilience, but also has the power to bring communities together.
We are trying to help our communities grow.
The young people get lots out of it, but also the communities that they live and work in get a lot out of it as well.
We train, we play matches, and we do fun games. If I didn't come, I'd probably sit bored in my room crying because I'd have nothing to do.
With 114 employees and more than 200 partners, our hours of activities have increased from 66,000 to 348,000, empowering us to provide £80 million of social value in the past year. This means for every £1 spent, we created a return of £16.
To help future kids, future families, future generations, that's what it's all about.
Over 128,000 items, mostly food hampers, donated to the local community with a total value of over £750,000.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. It's got to be the best day ever.
The most rewarding part for me is seeing the young people that were with us 15 years ago and they say how the impact that we've had on them has changed their life. I wouldn't want to do anything else.
As a proud supporter of the LFC Foundation,
I've been lucky to see firsthand the difference their work makes to so many young people and families across the city and around the world. In these uncertain times, their work is more important than ever, and seeing their dedication and passion to creating opportunities for young people is really inspiring. With the support of everyone in the LFC family, I know the next 20 years will be just as successful and impactful.
That's us, the LFC Foundation, providing life-changing opportunities for young people and families for 20 years.
Big thank you to Chelsea and to Ian. Good afternoon from this iconic place of worship. 46,000 inside Anfield here this afternoon, either to roll back the years or just get that first iconic moment. The sight of this wonderful green grass, the lights, the bright red and the noise. There's nothing like your first time in here, and today will be life-changing for so many. Liverpool Celtic's always been a carnival, and this will be no different. Around 6 of the 46,000 is from Scotland, and they always make themselves heard, as you know. It's the LFC Foundation charity match presented by AXA Health and brought to you in association with Forever Reds, the club's former players association, and we are delighted that you can be alongside us. We do have in the commentary box today a former Liverpool player that might get a bit of stick himself. He's loved by Rangers fans, not least because he scored for them on New Year's Day in 1989 against Celtic at their place, days after he joined. It had been a long time since they'd done that. 3 successive league titles in the blue half of Glasgow, and of course a Liverpool favourite as well. Nigel Spackman, how much are you looking forward to this one?
I'm looking forward to this, Pete. I've been in the dressing room, talked to some of the lads. They're looking forward to it as well. But on my way here, I saw some Celtic fans coming up from London, and a lot of them outside as well, who asked me for a couple of photographs. I thought I was going to get a bit of grief, but they were polite. But I'm just a bit worried that the sun is shining on all those Celtic fans there, and they're not used to that in Scotland, so hopefully they've got the sun cream on.
Ian Sterling, BAFTA-winning stand-up comedian, one of the most recognised voices on TV in the wake of Love Island. Would you like to respond to that, to your Scottish counterparts?
Well, I just think, you know, we know what sun cream is, and we're willing to use it over in Scotland, actually. And it's that sort of attitude that might get you into some bother, mate. So enjoy your next trip up north. That's what I'm going to say on that matter.
Ian Sterling, lifelong Red. Great to have you with us on commentary here today as well. Let's take a look at the two teams, shall we? And start with the visiting team of Celtic, who are managed today by Paul Lambert. He's well known in these parts, of course, and he's fond memories of this place. Brought a young Aston Villa team here, won 1-0 back in 2014. His squad's slightly older today, but they have some proper heritage in there as well, where big game moments are concerned. They're captained by Stilian Petrov, who will hope to have his slippers on today. He's going to play in a back three for Celtic. Ross Wallace and Izaguirre at 36 and 37 will bring the effervescence. Niall McGinn, at the age of 35, is still playing in Northern Ireland, and he's the support act for Robbie Keane, who'll play both for both Celtic and Liverpool today, and Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink up front as well. At Liverpool, Steven Gerrard returning from TV duty unwell. He spent yesterday in bed, so missed the training session. There would usually be the instruction from Sir Kenny Dalglish that he's the only player to play the full 90 minutes. We'll see on that. No way he was missing this, and captains this Liverpool team today. Have a listen to this now. Celtic and Liverpool fans in unison in the voice of Jerry Marsden. more like an international hymn of choice here today. Celtic Park and Anfield United, red, white and green, joined as one of the backing singers to the great late Gerry Marsden this afternoon. Ian Sterling is here as a lifelong Liverpool fan, also able to soak in the atmosphere that Jamie Webster created beforehand. He could fill the stadium on his own with his music. Sam Fender was blasted out in the Celtic dressing room before the game. Certainly warmed the atmosphere for it.
I know, it was actually me and Chelsea Grimes were doing a pre-match sort of commentary, and it was Jamie Webster's first time ever playing Anfield. He said he's done a few of the boxes and whatnot, but it's his first time actually. I couldn't believe it. But I bet you there'll be, at one point, it'll be him and Elton John playing this venue at the same time. Elton John whapping out Ali, Ali, Ali.
I think Elton John could have his support at the way things are going for his career at the moment, right on the cusp of releasing his third album. And inside the Liverpool dressing room before, Steven Gerrard, who I can't put too fine a point on this, Nigel Spackman. He spent all of yesterday in bed. He had, prescription medication dropped off for him at the hotel this morning as well, just to try and get him out here. So Kenny Dalglish desperate for him to play.
Yeah, and Stephen desperate to play himself. He wants to play against Celtic, ex-Rangers manager, of course, but he wasn't sounding too good in that dressing room. But we'll see how long Stephen lasts, but he wants to give it his full energy, see what he's got. And also, he's got a little bit of jet lag coming back from the England-Italy game, hasn't he? As well as being ill, of course.
A chesty Steven Gerrard, but let's see. We don't often see him in the tight underarm gear, do we, of Steven Gerrard? Normally it's the shirt sleeves, but it gives you a bit of an indication as to how much of a struggle it was for him to be here this afternoon as Celtic get things underway. Stilian Petrov in the heart of quite an unorthodox back three for Celtic, and Liverpool will play a similar system as well, with the three centre-backs, Skirtle, Klavan and Hyypiä, Gregory Vignal and Bjorn Torkavami being asked to do that job of getting forward whenever they get the opportunity.
Yeah, I think in these games, Pete, I played in a lot of these games a long time ago, and you just want to go out there and run around and enjoy it. So it doesn't matter where you're picked to play, you end up in different positions and you just try and enjoy it and do a job. But the problem is, we all want to win, and these lads all want to win out there.
You might think it's a thrown-together team as well. The organisers still marvelling at Sir Kenny Dalglish's passion for winning these games. They tell me he had quickly worked out how Manchester United would play and managing his own squad and their legs, so he decided to play two different 11s to ensure that they were fresh an hour into the game. Old habits of Sir Kenny certainly dying hard. Plays to win, doesn't he?
Everything. Football, at golf, it's Scrabble. He wants to win.
That's how those people get to where they get to be, though. A constant desire to win.
Absolutely.
Liverpool with a bit of possession down the right-hand side. It will be a bit of a chess match in these opening stages. Dimitar Berbatov opened the scoring after 7 minutes of this game against United. Liverpool will certainly want a good start. Steve McManaman, who will play inside that midfield with the relatively youthful legs of Charlie Adam, who was a late signing of Sir Kenny Dalglish. Second time he's grabbed his signature.
I mean, Charlie Adam picks up Player of the Year at Dundee.
Yeah, last season.
Last season, yeah.
Here he is on the ball now, recently retired, and takes full advantage of the challenge.
That was absolutely disgraceful.
Comes in his way.
And obviously being an ex-Rangers man as well, that's where Charlie started. He want to beat Celtic today, that's for sure.
That explains that tackle anyway.
Salif Diao with a spread of play out to Gregory Vignal, out in France at the moment, continuing his badges. Charlie Adam collecting some of the boos, but they're reserving it for this man. Floated it. Wonderful looking ball in towards Bjorn Torkavami, who is actually testing his legs for the first time since he was injured in the game against Manchester United. Was telling me last night that when he reached Amsterdam airport, he had to go to one of the airport desks and ask for a wheelchair. The calf injury that he'd sustained against United was so severe, actually torn it completely.
Oh,
I had to get a wheelchair after a stag do in Amsterdam once, actually.
I was going to say the same. Yeah, don't go drinking in Amsterdam, you will need a wheelchair.
I needed reminding who I was in a wheelchair.
Oh dear.
Celtic with their first meaningful spell of possession. McGinn up there trying to cause a nuisance of himself, and they will really rely on him today. Just 35, and again a late addition to their squad. Still playing at Glentoran. 9 goals in 21 games he's got already this season, so Liverpool will be aware, but they're trying to play the Liverpool way in these opening 5 minutes. McManaman with a risky one, but Skirtle just plays it cool.
He knew what he was doing, Pete. You said it's risky one. I was talking to Macca before the game. He said, don't expect a lot out of me. He said, I've not been training hard enough. I said, yeah, right. He said, keep it to my feet and I'll be all right.
John Barnes says he never trained hard enough his whole career.
He did when he first come, but it was when he found out about Kentucky Fried Chicken it went downhill a little bit.
There's a late one coming in on Charlie Adam there, who felt the full force of the challenge that came his way. He's back up on his feet now.
He'll be all right, Charlie.
We will be asking that question as to is everything all right. Ross Wallace was the man who challenged him. Charlie Adam, who actually only finished playing, as mentioned there before, last season, 2 seasons at Rangers before his loan move to Blackpool, and could have gone wrong for him there. He sent off on his debut for Blackpool on that loan. He's still very fond of this place and of Liverpool supporters. That wonderful season Blackpool, didn't they? When they came up into the Premier League. He was pivotal in getting them there also. Robbie Keane, who will play a half for Celtic, and he will come on in the second half for Liverpool as well. I don't think Kenny's broken the news to him yet that he's not going to start the second half. That is an exclusive for you, that he's going to get him 25 minutes.
Well, let's hope he doesn't do too much in the opening 45 minutes and he's too tired to do something in the red shirt.
You know for a fact he wants to score in both shirts.
Absolutely.
You know for a fact.
Cross-ass for Celtic, came through the B and C teams at Barcelona, never played for Celtic's first team, went on to play in Russia after his career in Scotland had finished, but quite a few of the Celtic players today never played a first team game, which gives you a bit of an impression, Nigel, as to how the average age of the 2 teams works out. They've gone for youth, Celtic.
Well, I think it's who's fit and who's actually associated with Celtic somewhere along the line and get the younger legs in, and that's the thing that Liverpool have got to cope with, because obviously the men in the red shirts have the ability, the technical ability. Have they got the legs over the 90 minutes or however long we play today?
Cross-ass to Ross Wallace in that wing-back position for Celtic here this afternoon, and many of Liverpool's players who travelled here and those that have come over the years to play in these games just want their official goodbye. You don't always get to pick when your last game is for Liverpool, certainly here, and for many of them who talk about it, this is their chance to draw a line under it. It is addictive though. Once they come here once and play in these Legends game, sitting by the phone when the game is announced in the hope that they might get asked back again.
I always wonder if the crowd and the people watching at home know how much it means to the players, because like even something like I do soccer aid, and the first time you do that you think it's a jolly, and then you're just chomping at the bit to get another game on a big pitch.
As Aguero picks it up, and there's a chance here for a sighter for Robbie Keane, who was looking for the return pass from Cross-ass and didn't get it.
Should have shot. Wasn't going to get in there. But it's I mean, the supporters turn up, they want to watch these legends, but the legends they really want to watch these players, and the players want to put on a good performance for them as well.
You want that moment, you want that killer pass, speaking of which.
Yeah, Raker looking out for Bjorn Torkavane, who was cruelly chipped down in his pursuit of trying to get Liverpool started again.
That was a bid for Scottish independence right there.
Wasn't overly happy with the challenge either, Bjorn Torkavane by Aguero.
I think he screamed Nicola Sturgeon as he jumped in there.
Bjorn Torkavane, by the way, who is Arsenal skipper Martin Odegaard's agent.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So he's a very busy man off the pitch now, aside from his exploits in Amsterdam Airport.
Yeah, what a brilliant season he's having at Arsenal, but shame it didn't work out for him at Real Madrid, but what a player.
Charlie Adam with that left peg looking for the run of Steven Gerrard, and just again a reminder, Charlie Adam starting his career at Glasgow Rangers to a former Glasgow Rangers manager.
Rangers to Rangers, past and present, past and past.
Wonderful.
Past and past it.
Past and past it. Come on, that's not bad.
And pass it to feet.
If that's not worth a donation, I don't know what is.
On the subject of which, if you are in a position to give something today, you can do that by visiting the LFC Foundation site at Just Giving. If you're watching this also on Facebook today, you can donate on that stream as well. I know it's not always the done thing to talk about money you've donated to charity, but you talking about it on your Instagram stories, for example, will encourage other people to do the same. Usually hashtag Legends2023, Legends2023, and tag the LFC Foundation. We appreciate you. Even if you can't make a donation today, just watching and spreading the word of what Liverpool Foundation are doing here is really important as well. And the weather has changed to blue skies. It was black clouds for a large part of this morning and rain as well, but the sun has come out for Liverpool against Celtic with Robbie Keane on the ball here.
Little no-look pass by Robbie there.
Looks for Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink, who will be that link man, and there's an early effort that is rained towards the Liverpool goal from Ross Wallace. He played under Martin O'Neill and Gordon Strachan at Celtic. Probably his best season at Sunderland when they won the championship under Roy Keane. And certainly some charismatic managers. Paul Lambert is the man in charge today, who I believe, Gary Gillespie, was famous for fining players. Paul Lambert.
Paul Lambert, I don't know. I played against Paul when he was a young player. When I was at Rangers, he was at Motherwell before he went off to Celtic and then off to Dortmund, of course.
A fine ball by Salif Diao. Can Cavani catch it up? It's a robust challenge, and out comes Artur Boric, and this game is starting to warm up a little.
That's nice to see him getting forward, getting a tackle in. Dirk Kuyt just couldn't get on the end of that one.
And you can jump in these games because half of those guys haven't really got their knees anyway. They've nothing to lose.
Just their ankle.
Yeah. Ian Sterling is the voice that you hear. You Love Island fans out there, and let me tell you, Ian will tell you in more detail, but Liverpool's players are massive fans of Love Island.
Yeah, well, it was a couple of years ago, actually. Andy Robertson, of all people, got in touch and asked me to sort him out with Love Island water bottles. So there is, in Anfield right now, there is a Love Island water bottle with Jurgen written on it somewhere.
Brilliant. It's a big part of the summer training camps, that, because they often will join in with whatever reality TV show is on at the time, but Love Island is one that they all stop whatever they're doing, come together as a squad and watch together. Chance perhaps for Robbie Keane again, who's just sniffing around just in case. The challenge coming in from his big pal Sami Hyypiä. Gerrard with a bit of space now to run into. He's only got the support of Dirk Kuyt up there.
That's all you need.
Steve McManaman is joining in, as is Charlie Adam. Back to the skipper, Steven Gerrard. Big shouts and shoot, and Charlie Adam just struggling to keep his feet on that occasion. It wasn't the best ball in the end from the skipper.
It wasn't square pass from Stephen, no pace on it.
It's all started from that Hyypiä challenge earlier on. He went to get the ball off Robbie and he got Robbie's balls instead.
And Robbie Keane.
Exact position he scored at Soccer there.
Fancies it from distance. Robbie Keane, who brought the mother-in-law as well. He was very big on that. He wanted extra support because he wants to have a good party in Liverpool tonight. Will he have a goal to celebrate for either Celtic or Liverpool?
Or both.
Or both, indeed. Taken gratefully by Sander Westerveld, his first real involvement. Out to his countryman Dirk Kuyt here, who can't keep it in play as Stilian Petrov comes across and sees that danger clear from a Celtic perspective.
That's a really good throw out from Sander, and Dirk keeps it well, but his lack of support, it's those little bits of legs in the middle of the park are lacking at the moment for Liverpool. They're just getting themselves up to speed.
McManaman to Charlie Adam. McManaman still with the same hairstyle that he had as a Liverpool player here back in the day. There are some centre-backs in that back three now with different hair to what we expected. Skirtle with a side part. Ragnar Klavan with a bit more hair than we remember. Now he's been in dancing on ice.
But he's still playing though, Skirtle, back in his own country now, isn't he? And playing as a centre-forward, not a centre-back.
Liverpool are going to make a change as well very soon for Momo Sissoko, who will come on for Salif Diao, is what we're hearing.
He's waiting at the touchline.
This is the juggling task that Kenny Dalglish has alongside Stephen Gillespie, who's down there helping him out with the substitutes. Because, of course, they come all this way, they expect quite a bit of playing time.
Well, as long as they're fit enough, you can do it.
It's actually going to be beyond talk of Arme, and I'm hoping I didn't jinx him before, because he lasted 11 minutes of the first game against Manchester United. He's bettered that by 13 and a half minutes.
He's done well. He's got forward a few times, made some crunching tackles. Hopefully he'll be all right to continue. Sissoko won though.
So in fact, beyond talk of Arme has actually come over to this left-hand side. Whether he's going to come off or not was a debate, but it is Salif Diao who's left the pitch. And there will be a little bit of engineering going on down there. Salif Diao, who's gone straight down the tunnel. That could be a shower. Has he made that executive decision for the manager? Cavani is struggling, so it looks as though Fabio Aurelio will come on. And he might have to go across and play it right back.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. On his favoured left foot, but he'll be okay over there. I think he's kind of hurt himself when he went in that slide tackle down in the far corner there. Hopefully he'll be okay.
Just recovering from a torn calf when they played Manchester United here in September. Paul Kelly, the physio, has gone down the tunnel with him, and they are some of Liverpool's most important signings, the physios, this week. They'll have the work cut out, I think.
If they think that they work out before the game, wait till after the game.
Here's Aguero. And Celtic have had enough of the opening 15 minutes of this game to think that they might be with an opportunity, and Petrov tries one from distance. Westerveld didn't want to take the chance, beats it away, and then Fabio Aurelio with his first touch of the game, and not happy there, Steven Gerrard, with the decision of Ben Speedy to stop play. Didn't feel he was in the wrong, but the referee did.
Well, Steven doesn't think it's a push. This is the shot. Petrov. One for the photographers, that one from Webster. Could punch away.
Momo Sissoko with his first touch, and it's broken here perhaps for Robbie Keane again, and then the shot coming in from the edge of that penalty area. Still feeling each other out, these two teams. Should also say that there were the usual problems for the Liverpool staff on duty last night. Robbie Keane turned up without any boots. Djibril Cissé had forgotten his trainers. Not sure they're crucial to him playing, but I imagine they'll play a pretty pivotal part in his night out tonight.
Typical footballers, yeah. Normally everything's done for you. Forget your boots, forget your shin pads, forget your water bottle, forget your trainers.
Some of them are getting to that age where they forget their name.
You're not wrong.
Marcus back when just coming up to 62, just missed out on the cut today to make that playing squad.
I would love to have played against Celtic, you know that, but more importantly, I'd love to have played for Liverpool, but the back doesn't let me these days, unfortunately.
We're glad you could be with us instead.
It was good to have a chat in the dressing room with John Barnes and Rushy and Aldo down there. It's good to see them, and Kenny. Good to see the King.
And they're also welcoming as well. I can't believe how nice everyone's been to me since I got here.
Good, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And these are occasions for exactly that, though, Ian, aren't they? Most people, there is a big proportion of people inside the ground today that don't come to first team games. They can't get tickets for it, so this is their part of being a Liverpool fan week to week.
It's nice seeing them outside the memorials and the walk down and getting the photos, the sort of thing that a lot of the fans, not all the time, but you can take for granted if you come here a lot. So it's a nice reminder of how special this place is.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was good to see Liverpool and Celtic fans mingling together down there at the memorial, wanting pictures taken.
Ragnar Klavan to Charlie Adam. Sammy Hoopier, who still runs 10 kilometres every day on the treadmill. He's probably only a couple of pounds heavier than when he was here as a Liverpool player. Has his motocross that he's interested in as well, likes his winter sports. Momo Sissoko was fouled, and Liverpool do get the free kick in a position where potentially they could climb that little bit closer to goal. Are they able to get up the pitches as quickly as they would like at the moment?
There's a little turn and then he crashes into Celtic player. The referee gives that as a free kick. I don't think Robbie Keane was too happy about that one, but Charlie Adam might fancy a shot from here with those big thighs of his.
It's a fair way out. Liverpool do have men forward in the form of Sissoko and Steven Gerrard, Hoopier and Dirk Kuyt up there as well. Klavan takes up the back post, and it was almost teed up for the head of Dirk Kuyt.
Yeah, it's a really good defensive header in there. And Petrov read it really well. Cillian takes it away.
Boos followed by the cheers for their returning skipper Steven Gerrard. So what did the set play then? Gerrard into that front post area, and it's Klavan who tried to get ahead on it, couldn't get the flick on.
Nobody up there. Robbie didn't fancy it. I reckon he'd run for that if he was dressed in red.
Maybe conserving his energy for the second half.
Conserving his energy for when it matters.
Yeah, he's a sensible lad, Robbie.
Switch of play for Ross Wallace now. Robbie Keane having to come deep to get involved for Celtic. Lots of Celtic players involved today. Darren O'Day, who is 3 years retired, was just on the ball then. Actually had a trial at Liverpool before signing for Celtic as a youngster. Bit of space now as the offside flag goes up against Robbie Keane as he was trying to turn his body in a direction to get the left foot on goal. Up goes the flag from Neil Evans, and it's offside. Free kick to Liverpool now.
Yeah, Sami Hyypiä does really well, just orchestrating that back line. Just hold your line, let Robbie just drift offside.
Opening 20-minute, Ian, what have you made of it?
I think it's been an interesting exchange. You can tell that they're maybe lacking a little bit of pace for those balls through the back, but lovely battle for in the middle of the park. I think Charlie's had a great start to the game, so we'll see what happens.
He spent a lot of time on the ball, Charlie Adam, but nearly all of it on his backside via the big challenge of Crossas, who's got him every time he's been on play. High one that might just raise the temperature somewhat.
Charlie Adam, aka Kung Fu Panda there.
Kung Fu Panda, love it.
I'm interested, Nigel, actually, how difficult that first game is back when you're retired and you wait maybe the 6 months and somebody invites you to play in a game like this.
It looks offside again there. King holding a good line. But when we got together, we used to play the six-a-sides as well. That used to keep you fit, and then you come onto an 11-a-side pitch and it's completely different. And then you just get into it, get your legs and get that understanding. But the best bit about getting together is being in the dressing room with the lads and the stick. You know, it flies like you were in the dressing room, you know, yesterday with them. And that's why the lads love coming to these games, playing, but they also love meeting up with their ex-teammates and having that banter, taking the mickey out of each other, because you miss that. That's the biggest thing you miss when you retire, if you don't go into coaching or management.
Spread pass from Steven Gerrard, looking for Ragnar Klavan with an assist. You don't hear that very often. Just couldn't collect it in time, Dirk Kuyt, to get a toe meaningful enough to test Arthur Burrick in the Celtic goal.
Yeah, it's a lovely ball from Steven. Little downward header, just takes it on his chest, but can't kill it enough to get it down and get the shot off, and it runs through to Burrick. Burrick still looks fit, doesn't he? Had a good career when he left Celtic, went to Southampton, didn't he? Did very well down there for a bit.
Yeah, Bournemouth as well. He liked the South Coast, didn't he? Known as the Holy Goalie as well, a devout Catholic, and played until he was 42. He was sent off at his last ever game in Poland, you know, and then vowed unless the red card was overturned he would never play again, and he actually went through with it, retired on the back of it. There's Dirk Kuyt now. Petrov tried to curtail the Liverpool attack, but just can't quite get going yet, this Liverpool team.
No, it's all right in the middle of the park, and Dirk gets a little bit isolated by himself up there, and I think you look in the middle and say Stephen's trying to get forward to make those runs, but Macca at the moment, Steve McManaman's not getting on the ball enough, and Charlie Adams trying, but it's a long way to go in this match, and they all know that. They're conserving their energy.
I'd like to see another attacking option for Liverpool, someone to go alongside Dirk.
Yeah, he's a bit isolated up there at the moment, isn't he? The Dutchman had a short-lived career as a manager. I'm sure he'll look to go back in. He was in the youth system, of course, at Ajax, and just a very short spell in his homeland coming to an end. So in the former player mode again. Liverpool will make a change as well soon. It's Marc Gonzalez, I think, who's going to come on for Liverpool. He was the Midas touch of the Manchester United game. Made a massive difference to Liverpool's team. And Steve McManaman, by the way, was telling me on the way into the game today that he's playing in Glasgow at Ibrox midweek, so maybe he's saving his legs. I think he's going to be the player that will come off. So Celtic one game, Rangers the next. It was a good idea from Charlie Adam, looking for the run of Steven Gerrard. Now Steven Gerrard in that number 9 position. And just in case you are joining us and you're not seeing the Steven Gerrard motoring around as much as you used to, yeah, he's 42 now, but he's also spent the last 24 hours laid up in bed with a chest infection. Mark Gonzalez comes on. Will that be the end of the day for Steve McManaman? Will he be quite happy with that and in the shower?
Yeah, Steve will be happy with that. I have a chat with him. He said he's in good nick, but not as good a nick as he wants to be.
He doesn't have a shower anymore. He has one of those walk-in baths.
What, the ice ones?
Yeah.
Steve McManaman was straight down the tunnel at the age of 51 years of age. He might feel that with his 2 Champions League winners' medals, a couple of La Ligas, he's done his bit for today. Crossas to O'Day. Ross Wallace joining in for Celtic. Sol Ragnar Klavan standing it up towards Venegor of Hesseling. There's Agueri's ball in, cleared by Skirtle. Second opportunity maybe. And cleared this time by the head of Gregory Vignal.
My memory as a child of Jan Venegor of Hesselink was, it was back in the day where you had to pay per letter to get stuff in the back of shirts. So no one would get his name put on the back of their shirts. It was too expensive.
You just had Jan.
Just had Jan, yeah. There were... It's just such an unusual name, isn't it? It goes back to the 17th century, apparently. There were 2 families in his home village, and they were the 2 dominant families, and they just decided to put their names together when one couple got married, as opposed to the bride taking on the groom's name.
You've done your research. Very well done, Pete.
Every day's a school day.
Educating us all.
It was definitely interesting.
Thought you were going for a snooze there, Ian.
Oh, absolutely not.
Ian was still in Amsterdam.
26 minutes on the clock then. No goals as yet, no meaningful chances as yet. Liverpool have made a couple of changes as well. It's a smart ball in towards Robbie Keane, and he will kick himself. It should have been the opening goal of the game in Celtic colours at the Kop end.
Yeah, he's trying to flick this for the far corner because he's just got to help it on its way, and he gets too much on it, Robbie. It's a really good movement. Lovely ball in. He just heads it down, and he's trying to flick it for the far corner. Got it horribly wrong.
Looks like he's done his shoulder in the little roll as well.
He might have to come off for a rest and ready for the second half.
Do you remember his goal celebration? He used to do that forward roll, and
yeah,
maybe it's an old injury that.
he's got repetitive strain injury.
Scored a few, didn't he? He was a guest on the podcast recently. If you've not heard that yet, do check it out. He was a very young player with the option of joining Liverpool, and went to Wolves instead because he felt it was going to represent his best opportunity of playing games. It was his mum, he said, who advised him, don't just sign for Liverpool because you love them, go and sign for a club where you're going to play games. And what a career he had. I think he had 4 or 5.
Italy as well, didn't he?
And Inter Milan.
Inter, yeah, what a mad one he had out there.
So Liverpool get the big men forward. Sissoko's joining in. Martin Skirtle forward as well.
I fancy this.
Sami Hyypiä involved as well. It's an in-spinner, and they actually got in each other's way in the end. Steven Gerrard just with a rueful look towards his old teammate Sami Hyypiä.
Sammy, what are you doing? That's what Steven said to him.
Too many cooks.
Yeah. He's a good lad, though, Sammy. See him at the hospitalities. When we do the hospitality here, he's such a nice guy. Brings his family along a lot as well. Really fit still. More hair these days.
I think it's testament genuinely to Liverpool is you never really hear about that player that's got a bit of an attitude or whatever. You just don't. You genuinely, and I'm not just saying this because I'm up here. You just genuinely don't hear it.
Well, in my day, when you had Ian Rush and Bruce Grobbelaar around and Kenny himself, Alan Hansen. There's no room for that. You weren't allowed. If anybody wanted to be that, they weren't in the dressing room. It's a hard school, you know.
Yeah.
They're still a little bit like that now, aren't they? They police it themselves. If people get a bit too big for their boots, they're told. With that Scottish wit of Kenny Dalglish that would cut anybody in half.
Absolutely.
Him
and Alan Hansen together. Unbelievable. If you could understand them.
Yeah. Whereas if you're at Man United, they just double your wages.
What if you have a moan?
Yeah, you have a moan, sign you back, sends you off to...
with the little give and go, and this is a big opportunity here. It needed the hand as well of Sander Westerveld, who got a little bit of something on it.
Nice save that, actually.
Yeah, Sander did really well.
Izaguirre was the creator, who won the SPL Player of the Year in his first season in Scotland. 6 consecutive league titles he won at Celtic. And his time only really coming to an end when Kieran Tierney came in and made a reputation for himself in that position. And, of course, now playing his football at Arsenal. 6-7 bodies inside there of a green and white variety, but out comes the safe hands of Sander Westerveld, the man known as the Bomb in his younger days at Vitesse Arnhem. He can kick and throw the ball a long way.
Yeah.
You could see him wanting to offload to someone, but there was just no options up top, really.
Yeah, I think Celtic had the better in the final third so far. They've got the legs in that final third. They're much younger than the Liverpool players, obviously, as we all know, and they're quite intricate here.
Robbie Keane. It was a nice idea, wasn't it? Out comes Sander Westerveld again. And he's also continuing that family name. His son Sam, this is Sander Westerveld, by the way. His son Sam is a professional goalkeeper at AZ Alkmaar. He's 20 years of age, so what is he now? 22, 23 years still in the game to go. You can play till you're well into your 40s now, goalkeepers.
Goalkeeper, yeah, as long as you're good with your feet and your hands.
If you're a goalkeeper or James Milner.
Dirk Kuyt, Gerrard, Mark Gonzalez fancies one on that left peg. It's the first tester for Artur Boruc, really. A little sighter there as to what Mark Gonzalez at the age of 38 might be able to offer this game.
Yes, good strike from Gonzalez. Just opens up for him. Frightened to take that on. Oh, he watches it all the way, just chips it over the top. Coming back to players who are playing well into their 40s. I did the AC Milan game the other week when Ibrahimovic comes on as the oldest scorer of all time in Serie A. They lost the game, but he scored. He was happy.
Yeah, typical striker. Charlie Adams, left-footed corner. Speared towards Steven Gerrard. Helps it on its way again. Ragnar Klavan fancied it. Didn't quite have the distance on it. Can Sissoko keep it alive? Celtic just find a way. Play allowed to go on by Ben Speedy.
Sissoko getting in amongst it.
Yeah.
Gonzalez. We had that heart scare a couple of years ago, you might remember, at the age of 36. But he's back fit again, given the all-clear, and a big part to play for Liverpool here. Steven Gerrard, trademark cross. Again, not real presence inside, but they will get a free kick in a decent area. And the chance for a much-needed breather.
Oh, it's a really good place to get a free kick, this. Just outside the box, right-hand side.
There we go.
It had to happen eventually. Steven Gerrard just giving the Celtic fans a little bit back.
Yeah, just bide your time, Stephen. I want to see the celebration if he scores.
It's all good-natured.
He's actually got a Rangers shot on underneath that.
Charlie Adams getting involved now as well as a former Rangers player as his backup. Steven Gerrard or Charlie Adam. It's going to be Steven Gerrard. It's a fine ball as well. It just crept above the jump of Sami Hyypiä. Dirk Kuyt. Sami Hyypiä tried the little flick around the corner. Second opportunity maybe for Dirk Kuyt again. Cleared. Sissoko. Deft header towards Gerrard. 1-2 with Sami Hyypiä. Just got away with it. Still alive for Liverpool, and again the offside flag just curtails the progress. But what a finish from Charlie Adam.
Yeah, Charlie on his left foot. He's got that ability. Shame it was offside. Correct decision though.
You can see Charlie and Stephen are absolutely jealous, absolutely desperate to score while the goal's down that Celtic end.
Absolutely.
Well, it's been a decent game so far. No goals, couple of chances for either team. Most meaningful one for Robbie Keane and Mark Gonzalez just a few moments ago. It's the 6th Legends game here at Anfield, and it seems like a longer run. COVID, of course, interrupted that. £5 million it's raised in that time, and hopeful of bolstering the coffers here again this afternoon. Even if you can't donate today, you can still share the club and foundation posts on your social media. And don't forget, if you are watching this game on Facebook, you can donate on the stream as well. There's no amount too little that will make a difference to the great work that's going on. And the Liverpool players who've been involved since the start, they'll have seen the amount of staff grow across the years as well of the LFC Foundation. It's a direct result of the money raised that they've been able to bring on more coaches. The foundation, they've got 90 dedicated staff on their books now, and just 5 years ago that was a number of 30. So there's a great need in Liverpool, and your money, whatever the amount, will certainly make a difference.
No, you're absolutely right. From sports all the way through to education, to people who are finding it hard at the moment. It's brilliant, the foundation and what the work they do around the community. And that's what Liverpool Football Club's all about, isn't it?
Big focus on food poverty this year as well. As you know, the food banks are under increasing pressure, more pressure than they've ever been, and different kinds of families coming for help. That's where a lot of the money will go. Joe Ledley trying a shot at goal, blocked by Charlie Adam. Energy now is what Liverpool need, and that's where they'll be looking in Mark Gonzalez's direction. But in between, a bit of keep ball. Adnan Klavan got bored as part of that back three. He's now playing on the left side of midfield.
Yeah, he's moving forward. He wants to get involved down this left-hand side. Try and get himself a goal.
Gerrard with the diag. Klavan, who was telling me last night, because he took part in the version of Strictly Come Dancing in his home country, that he was one of the worst dancers the show has ever seen. Have you ever had the opportunity to take part in another reality show, Ian?
Strictly would be an interesting one, wouldn't it? I wouldn't mind learning a few moves.
For a second here, Skirtle comes forward, fancy Benazi, surely that's going to be a penalty, and it is.
Oh my God, and I wonder who's going to take this.
He was so cruelly stopped in his tracks. That could have been one of the best goals we've ever seen in Legends football.
I told you he's playing as a striker back home. Brilliant skill. He nicks the ball and little drag back onto his right foot, taken out. It's a definite penalty.
It's an awful challenge.
As Ian says, who's going to take it then? Steven Gerrard, Charlie Adam. Here we go.
There we go.
I don't know whether you saw that just after your picture, but Martin Skirtle walked towards the ball like he was going to take the penalty because he won it. It's not playground rules, is it? Makers takers. Steven Gerrard over the free kick then. 17 seasons here at Liverpool. This will probably be his favourite goal, if it is to be in the Anfield Road end against Celtic, and it is.
Look where he goes.
And it's a celebration like the one we used to see when he was a first-team player. He enjoyed that. Liverpool lead by a goal to nil.
Yeah, I think there's a few things being thrown at Stephen. Hopefully just empty water bottles. But he enjoyed that. Brilliant penalty.
Yeah, we love a friendly game of football.
Mostly is good-natured, and Steven Gerrard, as the Liverpool captain, certainly enjoying his penalty, ever so calmly slotted away.
Oh, brilliant finish. Just waits for it to go to his right-hand side, just slots it in the other corner. Really confident penalty from the skipper, and you wouldn't expect anything less from Steven. Good celebration as well.
And let's also spare a word or two of praise for Martin Skirtle, who was in the dizzy heights of a centre-forward position there, Ian.
And what a little dink in the box as well to take it over the defender to win the penalty as well.
So Liverpool lead by a goal to nil, and they will certainly feel energised by that, and Celtic might feel as though they've had the better part of the possession, more meaningful possession, a big chance for Robbie Keane as well, but the stat that matters is it's the time you don't really want to concede just before the break.
Absolutely, great time to score. There's no bad time to score, is there? But it just shows you possession means nothing. It's all about goals. Charlie's fallen over again. The groundsman is not happy.
I think it might have been him that forgot his boots.
Also, should mention Graham Carter, the former Liverpool kitman, who is back here today as part of the staff. That's a wonderful ball from Steven Gerrard, looking for Ragnar Klavan, who brought it down wonderfully on his chest, despite the claims of Ross Wallace.
He's got a very wide chest. He's been at the gym.
Gonzalez, ball into the box.
He's got some nipples on his biceps.
Tried to set it for Dirk Kuyt. Couldn't do so. Yeah, Graham Carter, who was actually back in the day of Nigel Spackman playing for Liverpool, was the coach driver.
His name's Helmut. It's not Graham. We used to call him Helmut for his haircut. Helmut. Great guy.
I'm glad it was because of his haircut.
Enjoying his retirement these days, but he's...
Yeah, he looked really well, didn't he?
He's got a lovely suntan. He said he spends a lot of his winters now away on holiday, which he could never do when he was trying to sort out the kit of Liverpool's players.
No, but he was the coach driver to start with, then the kit man. What a great character. Was here for years and years and years.
30 years he did, yeah, 30 years. Sissoko to Aurelio. Aurelio in the right-back position because of the injury to Bjorn Torkavami earlier. Charlie Adam with a lovely ball into Gonzalez. Steven Gerrard takes over the goal scorer. Taken late by Crossas, who left a little bit on him. Gerrard again. That lovely run from Aurelio on the right side, just didn't have enough sand underneath it. Charlie Adam bringing out the party tricks now, trying to get onto that favoured left foot again. And he looks as though he's found his range now, Charlie Adam. He's enjoying this, isn't he?
He is. Now we're 1-0 up, trying to get on that left foot. It's just if he can stay on his feet or not, Pete. Might help. Longer studs at half-time, I think.
And of course the groundsmen are so used to life under the likes of Pep Linders, who at half-time you might often see going over to the groundsmen saying we need more water or we need more zip on the surface. Players today probably don't want any water on it at all.
The players will be saying, can you redo the lines and make it a bit smaller? I'm absolutely knackered here, lads.
Can you meet the goals in a bit, yeah?
Momo Sissoko, who again is a welcome part of this Liverpool squad again. Such a pivotal part, wasn't he, under the reign of Rafa Benitez. Rafa Benitez, by the way, was at the AXA training centre last night, catching up with some of his former players who'd invited him over for a coffee. Holding court with all of them. Rafa Benitez. Gonzalez with the foul then, and it gets Celtic a bit further up the pitch. They've struggled since the goal.
Yeah, they have, but this is a good place. Free kick. Push all the big guys up. Just keep it away from Zander. That's what you've got to do. Looks like Ross Wallace is going to put it in with his left foot.
Sander Westerveld will be desperate for that clean sheet. Jerzy Dudek will come on the pitch for the second half. Of course, they were passing ships in the night as Liverpool first-team players. They will play that same role again this afternoon on duty for the Legends. As Nigel says, it's Ross Wallace to tee one up, and not even close to causing Liverpool a problem there.
Nope.
That was good to see, wasn't it? Straight out play on the other side, takes the pressure off everyone. I think just need to get to half-time now.
Just a bit deep there.
Been some really good games over the years, though, here. 5-5 here, you might remember 5 years ago. Dirk Kuyt was playing that day. Robbie Fowler on the score sheet as well, we should say as well. Robbie Fowler's got COVID at the moment. He'll be watching this one on the telly. We wish you well, Rob. He's doing tests by the minute to try and get out of the confines of his house.
He would love to be here, Robbie. He loves these games, mixing with the boys. Which game was that? Was that the AC Milan game?
That was the Bayern Munich game.
Yeah. Xabi Alonso. He was here. We've had some really good games here, haven't we?
Yeah, some fantastic occasions, haven't they? And also, we mentioned before that it might be some fans inside here's first visit to Anfield. The likes of Paolo Maldini coming here over the years has been great to see, hasn't it?
What a man. His English is absolutely brilliant. Fantastic, what a lovely guy. But most of the, as Ian said earlier, most of the players are really top people.
Such nice people. And it just shows you get paid, like, the money in football and that these days is unbelievable, but it shows you that they'll still come here and give up their time because it's for charity and because they love doing it. The bottom line is you play football because you love football.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's those Milan. Not all those Milan players played, and they turned up because they wanted to be here at Anfield. They wanted to come back to Anfield,
and they wanted some free tickets. But mainly they wanted to do great stuff,
and maybe a free beer afterwards as well.
One of the most bizarre things I've ever seen was on Castle Street in the middle of Liverpool that night. Dida dancing in the window of a bar. You just think, how does it go from the Champions League final to that?
Liverpool does some weird things to you if you're here at a weekend.
Here's Robbie Keane, who, just a reminder, will play for Liverpool in the second half, and they'll miss him, Celtic, won't they? He's been at the forefront of every bit of danger that they've presented in Liverpool's direction.
You can't see them scoring without him, really, actually.
Hopefully not.
There's Dirk Kuyt, bit of space to run into. Gerrard moving off to that right-hand side, the goal scorer.
That's a ball.
Dirk Kuyt probably had a bit more time than he realised there. And Celtic will survive that scare.
So coming back to the dancing, you're saying that Clavan's not very good at dancing, but Dida is. Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, maybe there could be some kind of competition in the future. But it's funny, you know, Ragnar Klavan, he would be the last former Liverpool player you would expect to go into a competition like that. But he's got quite a mischievous side, and he said he's really enjoying his retirement from football. No added time, which will come as really good news from Liverpool and Celtic players' point of view. This is the moment, of course, when they go in, where they decide for Kenny Dalglish as to whether they would like to reappear for the second half. But Steven Gerrard, as you would expect, has played the pivotal role. Robbie Keane was the man, of course, who presented the main danger from Celtic's point of view as well. But it is one where Liverpool are in front by a goal to nil at half-time. And it's more analysis after the break.
Game On is a community sports based programme with the aim of getting schools to try different sports that they wouldn't necessarily do, like athletics, tennis, lacrosse, and find out they might have a talent for it.
For us, we wanted to partner up with those clubs to help them to grow, give these children opportunities in different sports.
We've identified over 30 young people to come and try athletics for the first time. We've started up a basketball team in Wirral.
When clubs get involved, it helps them to grow by getting more football down on their sessions. It grows their name in the schools and local areas.
To actually see the kids coming down and joining the club is great for us, but it's also great for the club as well.
The Liverpool Harriers came to the school and they said, why don't you come down to the Harriers and test it out?
And it was just fun being able to run around the Liverpool Harriers track and being able to just be here.
They're really kind and they improve us a lot.
It's completely free. We're able to put on events like this, hire a whole athletics track with no cost to any of the individuals. We've provided free school lunches.
The kids love it and so does the teachers. And we love it as well. We love seeing the kids enjoying themselves.
Kids trying different sports and being able to come down to these clubs is really what the programme's all about.
When I was younger, I knew that Beatles are coming from here and they have a great football club. The Scouts are very friendly, very open, very warm. My missus and my sons are much more involved in society than I am, and they are over the moon about the warmth of the people and how friendly they are and how helpful they are. And you say I get a prize for bringing joy to people, it sounds a little bit like I'm a comedian. They are probably much better than that, but I understand it. And I always understood football like this. So since I'm a kid, I love football, but I always knew there are more important things in life. The only problem is, during that 90 minutes, I never felt it. I thought it's the most important thing in life. When you're part, member, fan of the right club, then you are really sucked in. I had that already in slightly different ways at Mainz and Dortmund, and here Liverpool is, it feels like it's, I said it before, it's the heart of football. Liverpool is music and football. It's good because we all work enough. Life must be as well some distraction from the all-day duties, and as much as we can help with that, as much I want to help with that. You would have thought that I will get any key of a city. When I heard first about it, it was absolutely, I didn't understand it in the first place. I'm not 100% sure we have these kind of things in Germany, so somebody needed to explain it to me. Piece by piece I understood it, and then I felt a sort of pride. I can't remember I felt it before, it was really strange. But I can tell you I will take it and I will keep it forever in my mind and heart.
Well, Anfield is a splendid sight this afternoon. It was grey skies and rain not that long before the game kicked off here this afternoon, but it's been replaced by this splendid view. And 46,000 fans inside Anfield who are looking forward to a carnival here this afternoon. We certainly needed a goal, and we got that goal from Steven Gerrard as well, who in the lead up to this game today was in bed all day yesterday, wasn't sure whether he was going to be able to play, but in true Liverpool style they patched him up, and Captain Fantastic has done his role so far. Delighted to be joined for the first half, as hopefully you were with us as well, with Nigel Spackman, who was a big part in that team that won the league, arguably Liverpool's most flamboyant team of all time in 87-88, and Ian Sterling as well, one of the most recognised voices on your TV, the voice of Love Island and a stand-up comic as well. More important than all of that, lifelong Liverpool fan. How did you enjoy that first half?
Mate, I loved it. It was so nice. It's sort of like a reminder of how the age you've got to now, when these lads are, one, not only legends, and some of them are now the same age as me, so I'm sort of, yeah, but it was great day.
Liverpool have certainly had to work their way into the game. It's not been the kind of pace that we're used to from a Liverpool first team, of course, but they needed the goal, didn't they?
Needed the goal. The game needed the goal, and it was great that got a penalty. And Steven Gerrard scored it, and the Celtic fans then were not happy, threw everything at him. A good celebration as well. But we needed the goal, and because Celtic had probably been the better team, or the more likely to open the scoring, and then we get the penalty and Steven stuck it away, and that's just what we needed.
I think Robbie will be disappointed not to have got a goal that half, actually. He was probably the most flamboyant player in that half.
Yeah, absolutely. I think his movement was really good. Webster's made a couple of really good saves as well, and Celtic looked the more likely to open the scoring, as I said, and that's because of Robbie's movement, really. And now, hopefully, we'll see him at some point in the red shirt of Liverpool.
Yeah, he's going to play probably about 25 minutes of the second half for Liverpool. Let's take a look at the penalty incident first of all, because we might have been talking about one of the greatest goals we've seen in Legends football. Amazing run from Martin Skirtle. It was cruelly curtailed, Nigel.
Well, he wins the ball in the first place in front of Robbie Keane, and then it's a lovely... Well, it's an absolutely terrible tackle. He dives in, but Martin did really well because he chopped it back. The tackle come in, it's a definite penalty, and Steven, plenty of confidence, just stuck it in the corner, and Birch went the other way.
And his celebration was only going in one direction, and that direction was Celtic fans.
Do you ever get the ability as a former player to turn the other cheek, even in retirement, or was that too good an opportunity to turn down for him?
I have to tell you guys this. I mean, I was lucky enough to play here at Liverpool, at Anfield, magnificent. Going to Rangers and being in the city of Glasgow, and you're either a blue or you're a green. You have to get caught up in the whole thing of it, and you live with that. Luckily, when I was there, Rangers were the dominant team. I'd hate to have been on the other foot, and I think when Steven went to Rangers, First season did really well, didn't win any. Second season won the title. He's a hero in Glasgow now for the Rangers half, and that's why he's disliked by the Celtic fans. But
in Glasgow,
he's a wonderful player.
He's loved by the Blues, and in Liverpool he isn't.
That's very true. It was a good celebration all the same from Steven Gerrard's point of view. Celtic have had their chances. Ian, you mentioned before, Robbie Keane, who's been a bit of a thorn in Liverpool's side when they have had the ball in the final third, and he was one that had a decent opportunity to maybe put the Celtic team in front.
Yeah, it was just a little header, and as was said earlier, it looked like he just tried to flick it into the far post, but just got a bit too much on it and put it past the near.
Yeah, but it's his movement getting behind Sammy. It's a lovely ball from Wallace on his left foot, I think it was. And his movement in behind, but he just can't control the header. And sometimes, I mean, Robbie knows, top strikers know the goals don't move. He's just trying to flick it on and gets it horribly wrong.
Yeah.
One of those that he will probably be talking about later on with a pint in his hand, wondering how he didn't score for Celtic, is Aguero as well, who had a decent opportunity he might feel to score as well here for Celtic.
Yeah, it's a tight angle, but you know, Xander comes out and gets a good hand on that and pushes it over the top. I thought he was excellent in the first half. But Celtic, you know, in the final third were creating a lot more than we were, and I think that just shows that they've got the younger legs.
Young.
Well, Liverpool's former players have come on the pitch and had their moment. Liverpool's most decorated player, Phil Neal, the player that had the most appearances for Liverpool in their history, Ian Callaghan amongst them as well. So it's a real carnival atmosphere, and there will be substitutions in the second half that we'll tell you about very soon. But of course, it's a big occasion, this, for the LFC Foundation today. So if you are watching this game on Facebook, you can donate directly on there using the links that are in front of you here, or by liverpoolfc.com/donate. And help support the LFC Foundation, doing wonderful work for Liverpool as well. Going to take a quick break here, and when we come back, we'll be with the second half in the company of Ian Sterling and Nigel Spatman. See you the other side.
The LFC Foundation, delivering real change in local parks, community hubs, classrooms, and on football pitches.
I have the best job in the world. It's a big badge to have on our chest, and we wear it with pride.
It's an unbelievable privilege. There's no better feeling.
In the last 12 months alone, we've supported 83,000 people. Almost 2/3 of those coming from the most deprived areas in the UK.
The LFC Foundation literally creates life-changing opportunities.
It's very welcoming. Football's almost like a new way of communicating. That's what LFC has showed me.
We've delivered £8 million into our local economy and nearly £25 million in health benefits. Sport is at the heart of what we do. But the LFC Foundation goes further, runs deeper. There's the support we provide to help keep kids out of gangs, and the skills we teach to get them into jobs. Plus, the pioneering techniques we use to improve our young people's mental health and increase their sense of belonging.
Access to sport for children and young people is so important for many reasons. Not only does it have a positive impact on physical and mental health by encouraging a healthy lifestyle and building important skills such as confidence and resilience, but also has the power to bring communities together.
We are trying to help our communities grow.
The young people get lots out of it, but also the communities that they live and work in get a lot out of it as well.
We train, we play matches, and we do fun games. If I didn't come, I'd probably sit bored in my room crying because I'd have nothing to do.
With 114 employees and more than 200 partners, our hours of activities have increased from 66,000 to 348,000, empowering us to provide £80 million of social value in the past year. This means for every £1 spent, we created a return of £16.
To help future kids, future families, future generations, that's what it's all about.
Over 128,000 items, mostly food hampers, donated to the local community with a total value of over £750,000.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. It's got to be the best day ever.
The most rewarding part for me is seeing the young people that were with us 15 years ago and they say how the impact that we've had on them has changed their life. I wouldn't want to do anything else.
As a proud supporter of the LFC Foundation, I've been lucky to see firsthand the difference their work makes to so many young people and families across the city and around the world. In these uncertain times, their work is more important than ever, and seeing their dedication and passion to creating opportunities for young people is really inspiring. With the support of everyone in the LFC family, I know the next 20 years will be just as successful and impactful.
That's us, the LFC Foundation, providing life-changing opportunities for young people and families for 20 years.
And welcome back to Anfield. If you are just joining us, you've been out and about doing your Saturday afternoon thing. It's Liverpool leading by 1-0 here at Anfield. And yes, you guessed it, Steven Gerrard, Captain Marvel, is the goal scorer for Liverpool from the penalty spot, who's not been too well in the lead up to the game, but not that you'd know it. Skipper will come back out for the second half, and Liverpool will also make a couple of changes as well. It was the plan that the whole of the back four would continue for the entire game, but Bjorn Torkabami has had to go off. Fabio Aurelio's replaced him at right back. He will stay on, so as you were for the back four in the second half, Jerzy Dudek will come on, as will Albert Riera, Luis Garcia, and also Dibriel Cissé as well. So fresh legs, do Liverpool need it in this second period, Nige?
I think in these legend games you always need fresh legs, but it's when you use them, and Kenny decides to use them at half-time. The worst thing that happens is if you come off and then he says, can you stay on the bench in case we need you to go back on, and then you sort of cool down, you get stiff, and then you've got to come back on. So hopefully most of the lads will be able to last the second half, and maybe Robbie Keane is probably having a massage in there now, ready to come on at some point.
A lot of those lads are a bit older, and they've not been stiff for years as well, because they've not played and then sat back down, obviously, is what I mean, like their legs, is what I mean, obviously.
You make your own jokes at home. The two Poles together, Arthur Buric and also Jerzy Dudek, who will come on.
Two Poles that also works as well, actually, if you think about it.
Turned 50 earlier this week, Jerzy Dudek.
Did he really?
Time does not go over quick, doesn't it?
Fine, yeah. If I had to come on, I'd have to have a pint of WD-40 at half-time, I think.
And we should also mention, by the way, Sir Kenny Dalglish, who has the obvious Celtic connections. Nothing without his trusty backroom of Ian Rush, John Aldridge and John Barnes. They were stood together just before the game. Rushy, Aldo and John Barnes, and Aldo just let the conversation go to one side. So can we go and have a pint now?
That's what he said before kick-off. Can we have a pint before kick-off? You know what Aldo's like. I think John and Rushy said, hey, wait till later. But great characters, the boys. You've met them, and you know they're really looking forward to this game. And so far, so good for Liverpool.
Just waiting to get underway. We should also mention the fitness of players like Luis Garcia, who's 44, he's 45 in the summer. He won't thank me for saying that, but I'm sure you're following on social media, and he's never out of the gym, is he?
It's mad. It's mad. He's like a Love Island contestant. He's always posing with his top off everywhere he can go. It's incredible to see.
I was in Qatar with him. We were in the same hotel. He was doing a bit of football, and I was doing a bit of football out there a few years back, and he was doing his blog in the gym. And I sat in the gym and he was working out. Nothing changes.
Sat in the cafe, but he never likes you putting a picture on without him seeing it first, though, just in case there's not the correct filter on.
Okay.
It's a different world.
What is a filter? What is a filter?
What is a filter? It's a thing you put in your fish tank.
Yeah, you can't put it in your car these days, can you?
No.
Sammy Hupia looks for the aforementioned Luis Garcia, who has set Liverpool on their way here, and Marc Gonzalez sits the Celtic player down. What a wonderful goal. What a wonderful start to the second half as well for Marc Gonzalez and Liverpool. It was a big long ball for Martin Skrtel. Garcia involved. The cross was wonderful. The finish was brilliant.
Yeah, but Cissé was brilliant, because his vision, just to put it inside the defender, for Gonzalez to run onto it, and then Gonzalez's shot isn't the best on his right foot, but it hits the inside of the post. Look at this, long ball forward. Cisse knows the movements there. It's a lovely ball in between the defenders. Back on his right foot, his weaker right foot. Doesn't hit it cleanly, but it hits the inside of the post, and Burridge just watches it go in the back of the net for 2-0 Liverpool. That was a brilliant team goal, I have to say.
And I tell you what, Lustig, I don't know what happened. I think there's a sniper at the top of Anfield today.
Maybe he's got Charlie Adams' boots on it after.
Charlie, you got any advice for the second half?
What size boots
I tell you
are
what, Clavan does certainly come dancing, but he could be doing it. He could do that dancing on ice.
Clavan with a wonderful interception there to stop Celtic in their tracks. But just the start that they didn't want to the second half after conceding so close to the break. And Celtic, of course, without Robbie Keane now in this second period as well. They too have made a change at the half-time break, and it has come in the form of Robbie Keane coming off the pitch, and Simon Donnelly, who played for Celtic in the early to mid-1990s, is the player that's joining in. He's joined from Queen's Park, played 6 seasons at Celtic. I think actually he scored here, didn't he, at Anfield in the UEFA Cup in a bygone era.
He was, he's like prime Panini sticker book for me.
Yeah? Wow.
He's definitely been a swapper need for me at some point.
The wonderful thing about those stickers were they were in twos, weren't they? The Scottish Panini stickers.
We're always up for saving a few quid here and there.
So cross-ass over the set play for Celtic. Sammy Hoopier sandwiched in between 2 Celtic players, gets it clear. And cross-ass is after Steven Gerrard. Gerrard ever so calmly sprays the play out to this right-hand side. Let's hope he's adequately warmed up for those diagonal 40-50 yard passes across the side of the pitch at the age of 42. Albarriera's first involvement.
Well won.
He felt he was fouled by Joe Ledley, and he's another one that's gone into the ranks of being a manager. Albarriera, he's manager of Olimpia Ljubljana in Slovenia now, big club over there. He's made a great start to life as a manager.
Lovely place to live.
He arrived last night. You might remember his social media post, by the way. He was 35 when he finished. He just posted a picture of his boots hanging up on a tree.
Amazing. Brilliant.
Simple ones are always the best. He did say at 35 though, Nigel, he finished too early. You know, sometimes players now can go on long beyond what was traditionally the age to finish your career.
Well, I think if you don't get the injuries and you look after yourself, you can carry on for a long time, especially as a goalkeeper. But as outfield players, you've got to be super fit.
Look after themselves so well now. It's Ross Wallace on a foray now for Celtic. Managed to get 3-4 bodies forward. O'Donnell couldn't keep it. Shot comes in from distance, and it was almost one of those moments for the first involvement of Jerzy Dudek, who just manages to see that ball wide of his post.
Yeah, it went down in instalments there, Jerzy. Just kept it out, though. That's the main thing. It wasn't the cleanest of strikes. It bounces in front of him, and sometimes those are awkward ones, but he pushes it to the side.
Robbie wishes he was there to pounce on the end of that.
Niall McGinn it was who had the shot, who is still playing at the age of 35. He's got 9 goals this season for Glentoran.
Young 35, though, it's young, isn't it? It's very young, 35.
Sammy Hoopier just might have a problem here. He got a bang on the head a few moments ago in a little sandwich between 2 Celtic players, and he's still feeling the effects of that. So he will be seen to by the Liverpool medical staff, who, as we mentioned before, are very important to a day like today. Bev McCartan, the club doctor, Tony Jones running on there as well.
I tell you what, they're both quick. We could do with them up front. Rapid, you see that?
They're having a race between themselves. Who can get on the quickest?
Martin Skirtle, you might remember, in the Manchester United game, got a bang to the head, and he was devastated because afterwards he couldn't have a beer. He had to stay on water all night because of the bang to the head. So you'd want to stay out of the way of danger with the party.
I'm fine.
I wouldn't admit to the bang on the head, if I'm being honest.
Hopefully Sammy will be all right.
And they don't have many defenders either, Liverpool, so they would have to shift things around a little bit. He looks like he's okay. Big Sammy Hoopier. Take more than that, won't it, to finish his day today? It will make you feel old to know that Sami Hyypiä is 49 now, not far away from turning 50 in October. And like I said, still runs 10 kilometres every day on the treadmill. First thing he does when he wakes up. Here's O'Donnell. Cross-ass for Celtic. Lets it run across his body really well there, Ross Wallace. Liverpool have some defending to do. Clavan across well. Cleared by Martin Skirtle and then Steven Gerrard.
You just feel like you want them to shoot there, don't you?
Yeah. Steven still getting booed by the Celtic supporters.
They're persistent, if nothing else.
We should also give mention to the fact that former players are at the heart of this game today. It's driven with great passion by the likes of John Aldridge and Phil Thompson. Liverpool fans from small kids themselves, and some of their own heroes have hit hard times. So it's an organisation that they can reach out to now. Forever Reds are the partners in today, and part of their mission going forward is that, as mentioned, former players that do need some help for their health and well-being will qualify as well. Really important work. Celtic enjoying a bit of a period here. Liverpool through Alba Riera. Looked to come forward, but he was fouled. The player in there by Riera.
Yeah, didn't see him coming. Comes around the other side.
It was Michael Lustig, the Swedish player. Quite a few Swedes that played for Celtic, wasn't there, over the years? Got cult hero status, not least for celebrating the goal in 2018 by stealing a policeman's hat and putting it on in the goal celebration. Wins a free kick for Celtic. They need a way back in soon. Skipper Stilian Petrov, big mate of James Milner, by the way, as well.
Great ball. Great
John
ball.
Ledley's ball in, cleared by Sami Hyypiä. Gerrard back there helping out. Ragnar Klavan with something on it. They felt it was handled there, the Liverpool players, but allowed to go on. Ross Wallace. Klavan couldn't get near him. It's a really good header.
Wow.
And a really well-worked goal from Celtic's perspective.
Offside.
There.
Offside.
O'Day is the one who headed it in, and his celebration will be short-lived because as Nigel Specklin has quite correctly pointed out, the offside flag came. It came late.
I was looking and hoping that the flag was going to go up. I have to say, it was a well-worked goal from Celtic, but it's not to count.
Good news for Steven Gerrard, because that linesman's taken a lot of heat off him for the next couple of minutes.
Not sure he's going to enjoy running into that corner, is he?
5 changes coming up, maybe 6.
And Celtic making a raft of changes, only made 1 at the break. And they need some fresh legs, they need a change in fortune. They thought it had come there through Darren O'Day. Old school centre-back with an old school celebration, but it was one that ultimately he was slightly red-faced about in the end. Now, amongst those substitutes down there, you'll be looking and thinking, I'm not sure Trevor Sinclair ever played for Celtic, did he? You're right, he didn't. Lifelong fan of Celtic.
Lifelong fan.
That's what qualifies you, apparently.
Well, I mean, it's more of a qualification than half of the Scottish rugby team, to be fair.
Yeah. I can remember him in the hoops of QPR, blue and white ones. Celtic hoops, but...
So Crossas will come off. Former Barcelona youth team player. This is the point at which, as a former player, presumably you think, that's my job done now.
I've done my bit, I'm off.
This is the bit they look forward to most.
But you normally want to come off when you're winning, you don't want to come off when you're losing.
No.
So Shay Given in goal now.
There he is.
Yeah, Shay Given, who is one of those players again who came through, and you probably don't remember him playing for Celtic. He was somebody who started there in the early 1990s. He just sat on the bench for them, really. Kenny Dalglish signed him at Blackburn, and his son Paul went the other way as part of that swap deal.
They had a big raft of Irish keepers around that time, Celtic.
Pat Bonner played, of course, didn't he, as
Bonner,
well?
yeah. Scored past him.
Celtic, of course he did.
1-0 Rangers. New Year's Day game.
We should also say, if you were joining late, that Nigel Spackman once scored at Parkhead for Rangers a couple of days after signing for them.
It was a New Year's Day game.
You don't have to worry about it. When it comes up, he will remind us.
Yes, I will remind you. There's not many Rangers players scored on their Old Firm debut, you know.
No, it was a rare thing.
Yeah, very rare, me scoring a goal. You know that.
You could have had your pipe and slippers on after that, in all fairness, could you? Scoring an Old Firm away from home on your debut. You can't really better that, can you? But you did. You went on and won 3 league titles.
Absolutely. But, yeah, that was a New Year's Day game. And, yeah, I don't remember the evening, though. I think I was in a lift going up and down.
Because of the euphoria, you'd had so much fizzy water.
Yeah, and I was so tired.
Yeah.
So Celtic will hope that the fresh legs will give them fresh impetus. Trevor Sinclair, I think, will go in as almost an orthodox number 9 to try and get the goal threat going for them. His mum was from Sligo, his stepdad was from Glasgow. He's actually come out of retirement a couple of times in his early 40s to play again at Lancaster and Squires Gate. But he's actually one of the older members of their team, Trevor Sinclair, at the age of 50 now.
Wow. Trevor Sinclair's 50. Time flies, doesn't it?
You like this one, actually, Ian. Harold Brackback, who's also come on. He scored a really famous goal. It was one that stopped Rangers winning the title 10 years in a row. He's now an airline pilot for a Norwegian airline.
Norwegian Air.
Flying high.
I'd like to shout them out here. If
Norwegian
not,
Air Shuttle, yeah.
Virgin Air Shuttle. Other airlines are available, but they're not as good.
Ian actually went to university in Norway.
I went to university in Norway.
Oslo?
Oslo, yeah.
A beautiful city.
It's beautiful until you go into a pub and order a pint.
Well, we used to do pre-season there when we were at Liverpool. We used to do pre-season in Norway, Sweden, Denmark. Obviously with Jan, it was magnificent, but it was expensive. But they used to give us these little tickets, you know, after the game, and so, you know, you get a ticket, you get a pint to it.
Lovely.
So we didn't have to pay as much as you, Ian.
I played football out in Norway, and it's basically just lads from all over the world that had literally just met Scandinavian women and moved to the country. That was every football team in Norway.
You can see actually how your love for Liverpool grew. That part of the world is Liverpool mad, aren't they?
Everyone in Norway pretty much supports Arsenal or Liverpool, and that's it.
Be plenty of that corner of the globe watching today, and don't forget, if you're saving your 11 or 12 pounds a pint today, you might want to donate that towards the charity. And people benefiting from your donations and those buying tickets for today, local schools, social action programs. Big focus this year on food poverty, an epidemic in itself that is only getting worse. There are plenty of prompts on our social media channels and on the channel here today as to how you can make a difference with whatever money that you can spare. O'Donnell for Celtic, cut out by Ragnar Klavan, who's
had a great game, Klavan.
Really, he's been involved in everything, hasn't he?
He looks so fit as well, doesn't he?
He's been up top, at the back.
Luis Garcia just strayed offside.
Oh, wow.
He's not overly in agreement with that decision from this linesman on the near side, Luis Garcia. He only arrived in Liverpool at 3 o'clock this morning. Probably when most of the players were just getting in.
Yeah.
That's when most people arrive in Liverpool.
Here's Naylor. Switch of play to that right side. Paul Lambert assisted, by the way, today by Tom Boyd, who's boyhood Celtic fan, captain the side to the first league title in 10 years back in 1998, won the treble there as well. So ball looking for Gabriel Cissé that just couldn't reach its target from Luis Garcia.
Yeah, I played against Tom Boyd a few times as well. Really good left wing back. Ended up at Chelsea, but big money Chelsea paid for him. It didn't work out for him there. Went back up to Scotland and did really well. But he was always really fit.
He was in the last Scotland squad to qualify for a World Cup.
In 98, yeah?
Yeah. The fear on Brazil's face when they saw us coming. It was
Gonzalez
embarrassing.
sniffing again around the Celtic back line. Again, it's that man Ragnar Klavan who's well in contention for Liverpool's man of the match here.
Yeah, brilliant.
Riera, Stephen Gerrard in a bit of space here. Aurelio's joining in as well. Nice dummy run from Luis Garcia. Aurelio in a makeshift right back role. It's a cold ball from Garcia. Sissoko trying the Liverpool press, but not overly backed up by players behind him. And it's Brat back with his first involvement. Aurelio now for Liverpool. Good block run there from the Celtic back line of Luis Garcia.
It makes me think, watching this as well, technically James Milner he's not technically, he's older than some of these legends. The engine on that man, unbelievable.
His engine, his appetite, the helping of the young players. Yeah, keep that motivation. Incredible.
It's the non-Celtic player, Trevor Sinclair there. As he never played for Celtic, he actually can't legally be fouled. So
should have
just play on.
Albert Riera, who made the foul. 8 countries he played in during his career. Brat back and Martin Skirtle in conversation there. And Darren O'Day has just come off the pitch there, who scored the goal that was ruled out. Izaguirre is asked to come back on again.
Number 3, Emilio
Izaguirre was had 2 spells with Celtic. He's now a sporting director at the Honduran side, Montuga. That was the team he started out at, and it's a free kick that's fired towards the goal of Jerzy Dudek, but he's ever so grateful to see that go high wide, not so handsome.
Yeah,
Lee Naylor, yeah.
Coming back to the World Cup 1998, I was scouting for England, and I was based in Paris. And I went to that game. Obviously, one of the games was Brazil-Scotland, which is the opening game.
First game in the tournament.
Yeah. So I turn up, and there's loads of Rangers supporters on. Hey, big man, can I get a picture with you? And all this stuff as we come up to the stadium. And when I stopped and did a few photographs, some of the Scottish boys were having photographs taken with the locals, and then there was some Brazilian girls and all this stuff, and then Japanese girls, all that. I was looking, and what it was they were actually having their photographs taken, but the air conditioning unit from the car park underneath was coming up like this, and it was blowing up their kilts.
Yeah.
With everything hanging out, and all the locals wanting their pictures taken with them. This is before
we call it the ugly Marlon Monroe.
The ugly Monroe.
Painted some wonderful pictures there, didn't he, Nigel Spatman? What a co-commentator does best. Cisse on this right side now. Luis Garcia is just warming up, isn't he? He's just getting that final product, and it was a lovely ball again from Gabriel Cisse, and Ragnar Klavan just couldn't get the direction on it.
It's a brilliant ball in. He's made a fantastic run again, just can't control his header. Get it on target.
That would have been man of the match in the bag, you'd think, if he put that away.
Oh, he could have just walked off then, couldn't he? Wave to the crowd, come off.
See you later.
In a left-back position now, Ragnar Klavan. He's going to score, I've got a feeling. What else would you get on that now? Certainly enjoying life as a retired Liverpool player. Of course, played under Jurgen Klopp, and a couple of iconic goals along the way. If you're a YouTuber, by the way, just take a look at the Ragnar Klavan body swerve. He became famous for it, but a really popular part of the Liverpool squad on their way to winning everything. We've still not seen Gary McAllister, by the way, the age of 58, who significantly brings up the average age of this Liverpool team. But I tell you what, in the game last night in training, he was involved in everything. Gary McAllister.
He wants to come on. Gary's a mad Rangers man. Absolutely crazy. Obviously, he was there with Steven Gerrard, but growing up as a lad in Glasgow, he's a Rangers man. He's loved to come on and play against Celtic, that's for sure.
Should also give a mention to some of the players not here today. I spoke about the ruthlessness before. Mark Gonzalez got the equaliser against Man United. Florence Sinema-Pongo got the winner in the closing stages. Said he's still waiting for the phone call to invite him back for this. Scored a winner at the top end against United. You don't even get in the squad next time. He gets to lots of Premier League games now, Florentin Mpongol. Doesn't have the dreadlocks anymore, but he's a big part of the Canal Plus team in France, and covers all of the Premier League football. His daughter actually is an actress in Liverpool. If you've got any youngsters who watch Jamie Johnson, his daughter is actually one of the stars in that series. Still living in Liverpool. Very proud dad.
Great fact, that.
Really good programme, actually. In fact, you don't have to have young ones. It follows the exploits of a young footballer, and lots of Premier League players appear in that as well as cameos. Cissé's had a great start to life here as on the pitch here at Anfield. He's set one goal up, almost set another one up for Clavan. He's causing all kinds of problems there again.
He still looks fit, doesn't he? Gerrard. Good touch, good awareness here, won a goal as well.
Gerrard getting a bit of a warmer reception for this corner than he got for the one in the first half.
He's enjoying that, isn't he? Cissé, by the way, is 4 goals away from 100 in French football. He's 41 now. He's offered to play for free professionally for any team that will come in and give him the chance to get to that record.
Wow.
He might have half a chance after the start he's had today.
Yeah.
So Gerrard over the corner there. Big men are forward. Riera makes the run into that front post. Clavan is causing problems again. Garcia to Riera, tried to turn his way towards Martin Skirtle, but stopped in his tracks, and here's Trevor Sinclair.
3-on-2 here.
Naylor joining in. Run from O'Donnell at the back post again. Players just struggling to keep their feet. Referee in the way.
Block by the ref there.
Yeah, brilliant from the ref.
And he's pulled play up there. He's going to give a drop ball, is he? And Celtic's advantage in the spirit of the game. The natty, and then the shot comes in again from Naylor on his left peg, and it goes wide. And just looking for any activity on that bench, Stephen Gillespie, who you might see just sitting alongside Kenny Dalglish, is the brains behind the substitution. Stephen Gillespie, who those well-researched of you might remember him in the Liverpool youth team squads. He actually broke Robbie Fowler's Liverpool schoolboy record, and it stood until Wayne Rooney came through and took it off him. Had a good career, Stephen, at the likes of Cheltenham and Colchester. Now a big part of the LFC Foundation. There's a pitch invader just out of your picture at the moment, who's been brought to ground quickly.
Brilliant rugby tackle from the steward, I have to say. He was quick, took him out.
And play will be allowed to go on just once the idiot who's run onto the pitch is taken away.
It's not acceptable, that sort of behaviour, but he was running across the pitch saying, if you can spare any money for the LFC Foundation, so we've got to give him that at least.
Gary McAllister has just tapped Kenny Dalglish on the shoulder there. Is it just to remind him he's still there?
Yeah. Yeah.
There will have been games, I'm sure, Nigel, where you were on the bench where you wanted to stay out of the way of the manager. You didn't want to come on.
Yeah, but if you want to come on, you have to start warming up in front of and doing your stretches and all that, pull your thighs off and remind him.
Oh, is that what I always wonder when I see the players unzipping and zipping up their jackets?
Yeah, give them a little hint. I'm still here. Get me on.
Maybe they're waiting for that moment. Kenny Dalglish is very mischievous, and as a former Celtic man, he's maybe waiting for the right moment to bring the former Glasgow Rangers assistant manager on.
Maybe he's waiting to, when Robbie comes on, he'll use Gary to keep him quiet.
We are getting towards that point, aren't we, where Robbie Keane will come on in a Liverpool shirt.
He's just struggling at the minute because he's had to take his socks off, and at his age it just takes a while.
He can't do his laces up.
Well, he's got a lady with him to help him. The sponge bath afterwards is absolute carnage.
Here's Naylor trying to get that cross in from the byline. No danger from Liverpool's point of view, though.
Also, we have to remember that John Barnes was at Celtic as manager. And,
albeit very briefly.
I'm not sure John's going to
say, I don't think anyone wants to remember that. Really.
No, don't remind John on that one.
1999, just for the
to 1999.
I'm not even sure he took his coat off, did he, while he was there?
Oh dear, it didn't work. It didn't work out, did it? Unfortunately for John. What a guy! John is a brilliant guy, but unfortunately at Celtic it didn't work out for him. He's a bit young though, wasn't he?
Yeah.
His first job, really.
First job, yeah. What he did do, though, of decent value, was sign Stilian Petrov, who captains this Celtic team here this afternoon. John Aldridge, who we mentioned before, big Celtic fan since the Lisbon Lions conquered Europe. What Kenny Dalglish would do for a recently retired John Aldridge as well, by the way, to bring on 104 games he played for Liverpool, Aldo, 63 Liverpool goals.
Yeah, brilliant he was, John. And I have to say to anybody listening that John used to stay out after the rest of us were having our cup of tea and biscuit and do his finishing, crossing and finishing. Absolutely brilliant with his head, with side foot volleys on his right foot, not so good on his left. But he was magnificent.
Trevor Sinclair with the attempted switch of play. How calm was that from Ragnar Klavan again?
He's been brilliant.
Steven Gerrard, his groins are going to be screaming tomorrow with these diagonal balls he's been playing today. Yeah. Is Robbie Keane getting ready to come on?
Oh, he looks good in red, can I just say?
Sissoko.
Yeah, he looks good in red. Number 7.
Carries big weight, doesn't it, that shirt?
Yes.
Garcia just hasn't quite found his range yet. Luis Garcia, he was playing at the Nou Camp the other night.
Looks like he's still there. That's better.
Oh, on FIFA.
Riera. Who will Robbie Keane come on for is the decision that the manager will have to make.
Celtic are hoping it's for them.
There's Aguero. O'Donnell gets that return as Aguero as well, but again he's just ushered out of play, is he? It's an offside flag that goes up. I think the ball had already gone out of play.
Yeah, the ball had already gone out of play.
Somehow managed to arrow its way just above the hand of Jersey Dudek, but Celtic might talk about the injustice of this. Two times the ball's been in the back of Liverpool's net, both ruled out.
Yep, one offside and this one was out of play, came back in.
The dugout are making the VAR signals.
Klavan knew it though, didn't he?
There's another look here, Nigel. Has that gone out?
Yes, well out of play.
We've cursed Ragnar Klavan with the man of the match trophy early.
I have to say, it's at least 2 metres out of play, that. Only joking.
I think it was one of the Celtic fans that pushed it back in, actually. Yeah. Now I see it in the slow-mo.
Yeah, they blew it back in.
So it's Momo Sissoko who will make way for Robbie Keane. He might even get the opportunity here to play in his favourite position just behind the striker. That old-fashioned number 10 role. And Luis Garcia, who will stay as the number 9. Robbie Keane with 146 caps for Ireland. He spent a 6-month loan in Glasgow. 21 games for Rangers, for Celtic, I should say. Wash my mouth out. Tells a great story, Robbie Keane, you know, about when he was at Wolves and he got a phone call from Gordon Strachan, manager of Coventry, and he said the first thing he said to him was, "Do you want to become a millionaire?" And of course he said yes.
Who Robbie said that to Gordon Strachan?
No, Gordon Strachan said it to him. Great career, and he absolutely loves coming back here to Anfield as well.
Number 33, Ross Wallace.
Yeah, Ross Wallace is back on the pitch as well. And as Nigel quite correctly pointed out in commentary, you get to a certain stage of the game where you don't want to come back on again after you've been substituted. But Robbie Keane is,
I think he said, because you're stiff,
suitably warmed up. And Gabriel Cisse just slightly too advanced and moved into an offside position.
Yeah. Just got to remember to pass it to the right coloured shirt now. You forget what colour shirt you've got on. Hopefully Robbie won't.
Sinclair tried to knock it off to Wallace there, but it was too high to advance for him. And Robbie Keane with his first opportunity to open up those legs of his in a Liverpool shirt. Wanted the return from Cisse. So neat and tidy, isn't he, in these positions, Robbie Keane. Waiting for his next opportunity as a coach. And slightly slower that ball than he was anticipating for Alba Riera.
Yeah, I think Robbie's been one of those players who got a really good touch. He turns well on the ball. He's got the vision as well. Can score some screamers. But he likes to just play off a main striker, doesn't he? That's where his favourite position is. But I think he could bring an awful lot to the game, coaching-wise, for youngsters, especially with finishing. Just as Ian Rush did, a lot of youngsters encouraged them, taught them how to pass the ball into the back of the net. Instead of smashing it, you just pass it in the back of the net.
Don't forget, Lee Mack at Soccer missed goal after goal after goal, and then one training session with Robbie, and he scored the winner last year for the rest of the world.
It took some what's-his-names, didn't it, to take that penalty? Hadn't he missed 3?
Yeah, missed 3.
In the shootout, scored the winning penalty this time. Very few stories like that. He should never play again, should he, after that? You're never going to better that.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
Ross Wallace thought, why not? Try one myself. And as he do that, because it's had little to do other than to pick 2 balls out of the back of his net that have been ruled out. So Liverpool with the 2-0 lead. Celtic with a feeling probably of slight injustice.
Well won.
Challenge from Martin Skirtle. His nailer. Wallace. There's Aguero. Tries that cross again, and it was the head of Trevor Sinclair this time. Hopelessly off target in the end, though. You'd actually be surprised, you know, how many of the players get nervous before these games. They were so used to approaching these games at Anfield in peak condition, the whole week leading up to it in training and how they prepare. But they really get nervous about playing as former players, and you will have probably had that feeling as well, Nigel, when you played.
No, absolutely, because you're playing with your ex-teammates and you want to do well, they want to do well, and you get nervous. You obviously want to play well and win the game, but it's nervous because you're meeting up with your teammates and they will rib you if you don't play well, or you give the ball away, the people will be shouting at you. It's, you know, they're all winners.
There's been lots of wonderful side stories to this here this afternoon, but it's like a throwback, isn't it? Celtic fans in amongst the Liverpool fans in the Kop end. There's lots of green and white mixed in with the Reds. They're doing the famous celebration in there with the Liverpool fans as well. You have the feeling that town is going to be a bit of a carnival tonight as well.
Oh yes. There'll be a lot of Scottish-themed pubs in Liverpool tonight, I think.
Yes, Scottish, Irish, any theme you like, but as long as you've got a pint of Guinness, they'll be happy.
But I think culturally Scotland and Liverpool have so much in common. I really do genuinely believe that.
Yeah.
Gary McAllister's going to get his moment very soon. Paul Lambert's gone across to have a word with him. Just getting some final instructions from Stephen Gillespie as to where they would like him to function. But I tell you what, at 58, Gary, you play wherever you want.
Just make sure you wrap up. You'll catch your death out there.
Kenny Dalglish was taking the mickey out of his lack of a suntan yesterday. He said he looks like he's wearing full-length white socks.
Are you joking? He's positively bronze for a Scotsman. He's got the Lanzarote glow about him, Gary McAllister.
Luis Garcia just feeling the weight of the challenge there from Stilian Petrov. Just a bit of an awkward landing in the end, nothing sinister about it. Trevor Sinclair, who'd never played for Celtic, has come off. A slight cameo for him.
The never played for Celtic legend.
And still never played for Celtic.
Jan Venegor of Hesselink has come back on for them. So there are rolling subs coming on and off. Gary McAllister is going to come on for the Reds here now for the last 11 minutes of this game. And it's Mark Gonzalez who will gentlemanly make way. Christmas Day he was born, Gary McAllister, and he was the kind of wine you would save for Christmas Day as well, wasn't he? Real vintage.
Yeah, but he was magnificent when he came here to Liverpool. A lot of people thought, why are they signing him? And he was absolutely magnificent in his latter years, but his touch, his ability, his vision, and his all-round game was superb here at Anfield.
Some achievement to play for Liverpool till the age of 38. James Milner's actually chasing his record, isn't he, as to the oldest player. But what is his famous goal at Goodison Park his Barca pen, his Derby goal. One of the best songs that Liverpool fans ever created was for Gary McAllister. And what a top gent as well. Here's Cisse. Clavan one touch. Gerrard one touch. Gary McAllister's first touch.
And he wins it. He does what he does best, wins it in the middle of the park.
Garcia tried to find the run of Cisse. Cisse does well. Garcia with the second attempt to look for Robbie Keane. Martin Skirtle does well. A word for Cisse, by the way, who has 2 boys playing football now. I think he's got 4 sons, Djibril Cisse. One of them's at Liverpool, one of them's at Notts County, so there's...
Wow.
His 15-year-old actually plays for Wales as an international as well, having been born in that part of the world, so still could be a Cisse story or 2 ahead.
What have Cisse and Jupiter got in common? They've both got 4 sons.
It was as though we prepared that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Could be a future for me and you, Ian. Did you hit hard times?
I'm not sure Liverpool fans will be happy about that.
Sammy Hoopier. Gerrard, deft, finds Robbie Keane. Garcia. Amazing run here to get Celtic back in again. The Celtic fans have realised it could be a long afternoon for them. They're still singing their players home. Players forward now in the form of Naylor, who gets another good cross into the box, and it was Benegor of Hesselink who was trying to get the final touch. It was agonising, very close that.
Yeah, he had to slide for it, but just couldn't stretch that right foot of his or that right leg of his enough to get a contact on the ball. Good ball in from Naylor. Good build up from Celtic. Good ball in, just can't get there.
Some nice footballers from Liverpool. Bit of space for Robbie Keane. Garcia's made a decent run for him. Gets it back, Robbie Keane. Is this the goal? What a good save by Shay Given. Thought his former Irish teammate might have done him a turn there.
That's a really good move from Liverpool, though. Lovely interchange. And Luis Garcia back into Robbie, and a good save from the goalkeeper, Shay Given.
Back at the other end, still a bit of energy to expel for Celtic. Ragnar Klavan in the way again. Banagher. Chance for...
There's some tired legs out there now.
It is, isn't it?
The game is opening up, as we say.
Luis Garcia, I think, has felt the weight of that awkward fall just a few moments ago, and he will come off for Marc Gonzalez. This was the opportunity for Robbie Keane.
Yeah, just couldn't get out of his feet. He got stuck under his feet a little bit, so he couldn't generate the directional power. It's a good save from Shay Given.
Number 10, Luis Garcia. Number 11, Marc Gonzalez.
Slight shift of things for Liverpool then. So Ria will come off to this right-hand side, and Gonzalez will go across to the left. Ramon Vega will come on for Celtic here as well. He was only at Celtic 6 months, but helped them to 3 trophies. He's 51 now. Actually scored 2 on his debut against Aberdeen, Ramon Vega. So we'll have fond memories of life in the green and white.
Double substitution for Celtic.
Joe Ledley as well, who's already gone off and come back on again.
Number 13, Ramon Vega. And number 16, Joe Ledley.
Actually scored a winner against Liverpool in his time at Crystal Palace. You may remember Joe Ledley. Just 36 years of age. He too has only just finished playing. Steven Gerrard looking for Robbie Keane. He might have advanced into an offside position, and the flag does come on this right side.
Good vision from Steven, though. Lovely ball, and Robbie just offside.
How well has Steven Gerrard done to lash the pace of this, Ian?
I know, with a chest infection. Like, you know what I mean? Just shows you'd rather have a chesty Gerrard than most other players.
Could be a quiet week for him next week, Steven Gerrard.
He'll have enter lying down.
And there's been plenty of clubs sniffing around him as well. Steven Gerrard, as the manager, that is, he's enjoying his life on the TV. And as Nigel Spackman will tell you, he's managed to life on the TV a bit less pressurised and a bit more fun than management.
No, management's fun when you're winning. Like playing, it's fun when you're winning, but unfortunately you don't always win. But the stress levels of being a coach or manager in football these days, as always, I suppose, is right up there. But there's no hiding place if things aren't going well.
No.
But Steven would come back and he'll get the right job. That's what he's waiting for, the right job. We always say that, the right job, but he'll know when it's the right job to go back into it.
And also someone like Steven, I don't know him. Steven Gerrard he's the sort of person that he'll not hide behind the players. He'll take everything personally on the chin, which obviously it must add an element of stress to the job anyway.
Absolutely, and the thing is with social media now, there's no hiding place, and you know your family get it as well as you as an individual. You know, you just can't keep everybody happy, as we all know. But you know, Steven's been a wonderful player, and I'm sure he's going to go on and be a wonderful manager as well, given the right opportunities again.
Skirtle read that brilliantly. Wanted his moment on the ball as well, and does well to sweep things up. From a Liverpool perspective, some of the Celtic players are deciding now that maybe the taxis into town will be the best decision they've made today. Special relationship between these two clubs continues. This is actually the 17th friendly that Liverpool have played against Celtic. Last time they were here was 23 years ago. For Ronnie Moran's testimonial, a 4-1 win for Liverpool that day. Steven Gerrard and Sami Hyypiä both played that day. There were 33,000 people here.
Oh.
And just a little bit of research on that, by the way, as well. They weren't soft Liverpool players back in the day, because, of course, Celtic bring 10,000 fans guaranteed.
Yep.
Ian Rush, Ron Yates, both had their testimonials against Celtic back in the day. Ian Rush in 94, Ron Yates in 74.
Tommy Burns won at Celtic Park. I was involved in
1987, that was.
Yeah. So I knew when I went to Rangers, I knew what Celtic and Celtic Park were all about. Fantastic support.
It's a nice ball around the corner for Gabriel Cissé here, who's looking for Robbie Keane again. Chance perhaps for Albert Riera. Should have gone down. Too honest. Riera, Cissé acrobatic. Gerrard perhaps. Challenge was read brilliantly by the Celtic player, and away they come again. It's a 3 against 3 here. Ross Wallace. Lustig's joined in as well. Cross towards the back post. Was there a hand from Fabio Aurelio?
Oh, Celtic unhappy now.
They felt it was a handball. They feel like no luck is about to go their way today, though. Wallace again. Wanted the run alongside, and Stilian Peksov is fuming there.
It looked handball from up here, I have to say.
Yep.
But the referee deems that to, he's not even looking at the ball, he's just hit his hand.
Gets given in the Premier League, that,
in the Premier League, absolutely.
No one has any idea anymore what a handball is in the Premier League.
I have to say, I think the referee got it right, spot on. Not that I'm biased or anything.
You've got 15 quid in the clean sheet.
Needed the save. Jerzy Dudek to just tip it away from danger. And Liverpool having to survive in these final moments here. The effort there from Glenn Louvens. Almost ending up in the back of the net.
They want a consolation goal, that's for sure, these Celtic players and the fans. Corner out on that right-hand side. Been a brilliant turnout from the fans, though, hasn't it?
Yeah.
What did you say it was? 48,000 or something?
46 they were expecting here.
Amazing. You know, credit to Celtic fans for coming to this, and the Liverpool fans, of course. It's been a good day out. I think it would be an even better night out in Liverpool City Centre tonight.
So, those buses back up to Glasgow, I tell you what.
Ooh.
Joe Ledley then will take this set play. could be the last opportunity that Celtic get, and it will end up behind that Liverpool goal. And that is the final action, I think. The whistle has gone amongst the noise down there, and Liverpool with a 2-goal to 0 win over Celtic here this afternoon. It's been a really decent game in truth. Steven Gerrard getting the whole thing underway in the first half with that penalty just before the break, and then Marc Gonzalez with a really brilliant individual goal that rounded things up. Ian Sterling is going to join us for the post-match here. But Ian, your overall impression of what an occasion it was here at Anfield today?
I just think what an amazing day. Everyone's been so lovely. There's some absolute legends on the pitch, and I think there was a lovely battle in midfield, and I think it was a great game all round, and everyone should be very proud of themselves.
Well, Ian, thank you for your company. It's been great to see you up here in the commentary box, and he will be down pitch side now with Chelsea Grime as well for the post-match, getting some of
really appreciated. Thank you.
The post-match reaction, and also the lap of honour as well. We'll join you for that the other side of the break when we come back. Nigel Spackman is here with me as well, and the players just getting the opportunity now to say their thanks not just to the Liverpool fans but also the Celtic fans as well. A really decent game of football all in all.
I think both sets of players did extremely well. The pitch was fantastic, but the conditions are a little bit slippy, but then the sun came out. But overall, you have to say that both sets of players did extremely well. They made the changes. The Celtic fans turning up with the Liverpool fans. It's been a really good afternoon, and Liverpool deservedly won 2-0.
How emotional can these occasions be for you as a player? Because they always say that experience is sometimes wasted on the young, isn't it? You come back as a player who's had all of those wonderful memories before. Of course, there's ups and downs as well, but you've drawn a line into your career, and you get the chance to come back and smile and wave to the fans and play in an occasion like this.
No, you're spot on about that, Pete. It's sometimes in the old days, maybe you wouldn't get the opportunity to come and play at Anfield or play at Celtic Park or play at Ibrox or play at these places after your career is finished. But nowadays, with all these brilliant charity work going on between clubs, it's fantastic. You get the opportunity to go back and you can take in the whole atmosphere. I mean, I come here for the hospitalities in this new stand, and Anfield is a brilliant stadium once again now, and once it's finished at the behind the goal, it's going to be even better. But for these players to come back and play out there, Kenny to come back and manage, Rushy, Aldo, Barnsley, everybody just really enjoyed this moment. I'm sure they want to do it again as soon as possible.
All the things that they don't get the opportunity to do as well. You see the bus coming in, there's a guard of honour from the fans who want to come and see them. They've all got the phones out, they're all filming it. Some of them have got their phones on the pitch now as well for the lap of honour. All things they couldn't do as current players that they can get the chance to do now as former players.
No, absolutely, and I think sometimes today's players can't get close enough to the fans either with the security and everything. We grew up, getting close to the fans, enjoying things, and that's what they're doing down there. Steven Gerrard going to signing shirts, giving shirts away, doing a lap of honour, and that's what people have come here today to see these players, see the game. But it's great to see Kenny looking so well, chatting to him before the game. He's really in good health at the moment, so it's good to see him, and he would have enjoyed this, and he'd certainly enjoyed winning as well.
We can't put too fine a point on that, Kenny Dalglish, Sir Kenny Dalglish, I do beg your pardon, is desperate to win all of these Legends games. People who say it's just a bit of fun, doesn't matter. He wants to win all of these games against all the big opposition.
I have to tell you, in training, when we used to have the training, the 8-a-sides, whatever team he was on, he wanted to win. And it's the same with anything. As I said, the Legends games, he wants to win this. If he's playing Scrabble with you, he wants to win. If he's playing cards, he wants to win. Whatever it is, that's his mentality. And that's what a lot of these players who have been through the Liverpool turnstile want. They're winning. They have a winning mentality. The lads wanted to win today. They might not be as fit and strong as they once were or have the ability that they once had, but they still wanted to win today.
So many young faces in this crowd today that will be sampling Anfield for the very first time. I'll make you feel old now, Nigel. My first experience of Anfield was that famous clash of heads between yourself and Gary Gillespie, Luton Town, just before the cup final against Wimbledon. I can still remember walking up the steps, seeing John Barnes on that far left-hand side of the pitch, the green grass, the lights on. It's a memory that will never ever leave you. Your first game of football in a stadium like this.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's a bit different for me when I was growing up, going to I always remember the smell of the rub on the legs and all that from the players you used to have in those days. But, you know, to come here, your first game was coming here to Anfield to watch that Liverpool team with John Barnes and Peter Beardsley and John Aldridge and Alan Hansen. I think you got spoiled, Pete, straight from word go to become a Liverpool supporter. But, you know, football is a special thing, and Liverpool is a great city. It's a fantastic football city, and people want to turn out and watch football, watch the greats play, but also watch today's team play as well, and support the club and support the community.
John Barnes, part of the staff of Kenny Dalglish today. I know I'll be preaching to a lot of the converted watching here today that will remember John Barnes playing, but the queues outside the Kop all morning were to see John Barnes play in the flesh, weren't they? So exciting.
John Barnes, the best player I've ever played with for 2 years here at Liverpool. He was magnificent until he got that Achilles injury, and that slowed him down a little bit. But John, not just a great guy, not just a great footballer, but great for football. And I think if we weren't banned from Europe in that time, John would have been an even bigger legend than he is today, because he was absolutely magnificent and adapted so well. Him and Steve Nicol down that left-hand side, Stevie at left back, John at left side of midfield, were absolutely brilliant.
There he is alongside John Aldridge, who is a big driver of the Liverpool Former Players Association, the Forever Reds, who want to really put the former players at the forefront of everything. It's not just about raising money. They're out in the community. They're out on these sports schemes that the foundation fund through occasions like this. They love going out to meet the fans. They love going out to see the great work that's going on in and around the ground.
Well, you miss it. That's what I'm saying. You know, when you've been in that dressing room, you come in every day and you've got the banter with your mates, telling them what you've been doing yesterday. They're telling you all that. And that's why when we come and do the hospitality, it's like yesterday, telling stories, you know, from the Ian Callaghan's, unbelievable, the Terry McDermott's, the Phil Nils, all the way through to the John Aldridge, myself, and the younger ones, you know, John Barnes as well, Bruce, obviously, the characters that you meet. And it's a privilege to play for this great club, and that's what John's obviously a scouser through and through, and to grow up in this city, support your club and then play for them is something very, very special.
And they get that fanboy moment now, the Celtic players as well, who will absolutely adore Kenny Dalglish for all that he gave Celtic all of those years ago as a player himself. A right half as he was there, made his debut against Hamilton Accies away from home. 1968, his first game for Celtic. And in 1972-73, he scored 41 goals alongside a player by the name of Dixie Deans with an S on the end. And then the whole world changed, didn't it? 9th of August 1977, when he became a Liverpool player, and nobody looked back. People were depressed at the prospect of Keegan leaving, and look what they got.
Well, that's what Liverpool do, though. One goes out for a lot of money, who's a legend, and they bring someone else in who most Liverpool supporters wouldn't have known who Kenny Dalglish was at that time, but they soon found out, and that's why he's called King Kenny. He's Sir Kenny, because he's been brilliant for Liverpool, brilliant for Celtic, but brilliant for the game, and also for Scotland, you must remember that. But he's a real gentleman, not bad at golf either.
What are you going away with the impression of today in terms of really decent performances from Liverpool players? They're of such a level of fitness now, aren't they, that these games are really decent. Who impressed you today?
Yeah, I think most players, ex-players, keep themselves as fit as they can now. We're looking at a couple now and maybe didn't keep themselves in such good shape. But Clavan today was brilliant down that left-hand side, his movement. Robbie Keane still looks fit, doesn't he, with his movement as well. But I think today's about football, isn't it? You know, people turning up to watch ex-players, quality ex-players, and some people come to Anfield maybe for the very first time, as you touched on, Pete, because they can't get tickets to come and watch this great club on a Saturday or a Sunday or midweek. They come and watch the legends, and hopefully the youngsters take that on board and they want to come back here for a first-team game in the very near future to then get a ticket.
Isn't this nice as well, seeing the Celtic players go and greet, albeit quite a lot of their own fans inside the Kop end? And there's the family of Dibril Cissé I was speaking about before. The two boys in the middle are the top footballers. The young lad as well is quite good. There must be something in the genes, wasn't there?
Yeah, I can remember watching him play. He played for the French under-21s, or under-18s, I should say, in an England team. Under-18s, I think it was at Bradford. And what a player. How quick was he, Dibril Cissé? And I think he's definitely got that ability that he's shown here, but he's giving that on to his kids now, and hopefully they go on and have good careers in football.
Robbie Keane with his boys there as well, massive Liverpool fans. It was a great occasion for him today, wasn't it? Being able to play for the two teams that he adored. He's often wound up about it, Robbie Keane, isn't he? That, you know, people used to say he was a big Liverpool fan, he's a big Celtic fan. The area of Dublin he grew up in, it was Celtic and Liverpool. They were the two teams they followed, and he got the chance to play for both today.
Well, fantastic to play for both teams in the same day, but I think for Robbie it didn't really work out for him when he came here to Liverpool. I think he was disappointed about that. Maybe he'd turn around and say maybe he didn't get enough chances, but he wanted to come here, and I thought it was going to really work out for him, and I thought he was going to be a brilliant player. Didn't quite reach the heights he'd hoped, but to go and play for the two clubs that you supported as a kid, can't get much better than that, can it? And then go and play in a Legends game. The only thing missing were goals.
Steven Gerrard and Gary McAllister over to our position down there as well as Liverpool heroes. We spoke about Steven Gerrard just before we finish, Nigel, about his next move. It's a really big decision, that, isn't it? We've seen his little boy before, wants to watch him play football as well, but his next decision on what he does next, is it TV, is it management, is an important one, isn't it?
Look, you can do TV any time. I mean, I'm still doing it now, and it's great. It's a great job to do, and you're still involved in the game. But if you're Steven Gerrard and you've had the career he's had, he did really well at Rangers. Didn't quite work out how he's hoped at Aston Villa. But I'm sure Steven will get the right opportunity to go back into it and make a real success of management in the near future.
Well, we're going to hear from him very soon. Chelsea Grime alongside Ian Sterling as well. We will continue with you here on this Legends occasion. Come back after the break and we'll get some more reaction down there pitch side. We're back in a few minutes.
Game On is a community sports based programme with the aim of getting schools to try different sports that they wouldn't necessarily do, like athletics, tennis, lacrosse, and find out they might have a talent for it.
For us, we wanted to partner up with those clubs to help them to grow, give these children opportunities in different sports.
We've identified over 30 young people to come and try athletics for the first time. We've started up a basketball team in Wirral.
When clubs get involved, it helps them to grow by getting more footfall down on their sessions. It grows their name in the schools and local areas.
To actually see the kids coming down and joining the club is great for us, but it's also great for the club as well.
Liverpool Harriers came to the school and they said, why don't you come down to the Harriers and test it out?
And it was just fun being able to run around the Liverpool Harriers track and being able to just be here.
They're really kind and they improve us a lot.
It's completely free. We're able to put on events like this, hire a whole athletics track with no cost to any of the individuals. We've provided free school lunches.
The kids love it and so does the teachers. And we love it as well. We love seeing the kids enjoying themselves.
Kids trying different sports and being able to come down to these clubs is really what the programme's all about.
was younger, I knew that Beatles are coming from here and they have a great football club. The Scouse are very friendly, very open, very warm. My missus and my sons are much more involved in society than I am, and they are over the moon about the warmth of the people and how friendly they are and how helpful they are. When you say I get a prize for bringing joy to people, it sounds a little bit like I'm a comedian. But they are probably much better than that. But I understand it. And I always understood football like this. So since I'm a kid, I love football. But I always knew there are more important things in life. The only problem is, during that 90 minutes, I never felt it. I thought it's the most important thing in life. When you're part, member, fan of the right club, then you are really sucked in. I had that already in slightly different ways at Mainz and Dortmund, and here Liverpool is, it feels like it's, I said it before, it's the heart of football. Liverpool is music and football. It's good because we all work enough. Life must be as well some distraction from the all-day duties, and as much as we can help with that, as much I want to help with that. You would have thought that I will get any key of a city. When I heard first about it, it was absolutely, I didn't understand it in the first place. I'm not 100% sure we have these kind of things in Germany, so somebody needed to explain it to me. Piece by piece I understood it, and then I felt a sort of pride. I can't remember I felt it before, it was really strange. But I can tell you I will take it and I will keep it forever in my mind and heart.
I think I said 2-0 actually, I think. And look who we're joined by.
I know, not bad. Not bad. Alright, those are your boys. How was that?
Do you know what? It's always enjoyable to play here in front of nearly a full crowd. They were amazing. The main thing's obviously it's for a good cause, for the Liverpool Foundation and Forever Reds. That's the reason why we're all here. But it wouldn't be so successful without the support of the fans. And to be fair to Celtic, they turned up in the numbers today. And it's been a really enjoyable day.
No, I'd go along with that. I think it's a fantastic thing that Celtic brought 4,000 or 5,000 all the way down from Scotland to come and support the foundation. It supports Celtic's foundation as well. And I'm the same as Stephen. Anytime you get a chance to come and play here on this pitch, it takes all of a millisecond to say yes. But then when you know what's the cause is for, it makes it even more greater.
You said there, Gary, 10 minutes was enough for you.
Yeah, I was talking about half an hour last night, but as we get closer to the kick-off, it went from half an hour to 20 to 10.
Obviously, it's for the foundation and it's great to be back in Anfield, but how much does it mean to score in front of the Celtic fans?
There was a bit of pressure on me actually. I took my son to football this morning, he scored a couple, so he said to me, you best score today or you're going to have to buy me something, so at least I'll save a few quid by getting on the score sheet. But it's not really about that, it's about all the people that are going to benefit from this. I don't know what we're going to raise in the end, but so many people local, so many people in Scotland and our ex-players, the ones that need a little bit of treatment here, there and everywhere, they're going to benefit from it as well. And the main thing is everyone's had a good day, it's stayed dry and we're all happy.
I'm so sorry, I'm getting told our mic's down, so I'm going to have to use your interviewing me.
And also he's got a chest infection, so we're all going to be ill after this.
No, that was close call, wasn't it? You were maybe not going to play that much, but you still done 90.
He was always
well,
playing.
Listen, they sent me a bag of medicine over a couple of days ago to help straighten me out. I got through it, that's the main thing. I was there, I didn't play too well, but we got a win.
Can we talk about the penalty quickly?
It was definite penalty, wasn't it? Definite penalty.
Definite penalty.
Martin Skate was excellent, bursting through like he does. Here he is, he picks it up like a marauding midfielder.
Drops it back.
Absolute stonewall penalty, and there was only one taker from there, and that's me, unfortunately. In front of the Celtic fans.
What's he doing there?
A little bit of pressure. And I waited for him to go. You'll have to milk it. Listen, I've had so much stick off them, so they can have a bit back. There you go.
I mean, it was like watching back in the day. I still remember where I was sat for many of your goals growing up, but that's got to feel good still.
Listen, it feels good when I scored in the back garden against Leo. Anytime, if you love football, if you love the game, if you love this club, to score in front of these supporters, I'll never get tired of that.
I've got to let Ian say something.
I know, give me a well, I was going to say, Gary, one of the oldest people on the pitch today. What does it mean to come back to Anfield, and what does it mean?
It's only a number. Remember, that's what I keep telling people. No, it's fantastic. You know, reception and the affiliation I've got with this place is very special. So when I'm asked to come along and help the foundation, but also just to say hello to the fans again, it's very difficult to say no. So another great day. But again, the foundation will benefit greatly from this.
Great.
Amazing. I'm just happy we won. Gerrard scores. You play 10 minutes. We've got one mic between 4 of us. I'm happy.
What more do you want?
What more do you want?
Hey, and if that isn't a reason to donate to the foundation, then I don't know what is. So remember, there is a donation button down below. You can click on the link on the LFC website as well.
I just feel terrible because all the fans are standing here now, all wanting to talk to these boys, and we've just got them talking still. Anything else, boys, from today?
No, just want to say, echo a huge thank you from all the players, all the staff to turn out in your numbers like you do every time we have a game like this. We can't thank you enough.
Gary?
No, I think we'll have a good night as well. We'll go and just have a little bit of a party with the Celtic boys and have a few beers, and there'll be loads of stories flying around.
Boys, thank you so much for talking to us. I'm going to let you go and enjoy it now. Have a cool down. Brilliant. Can you hear that? Can you hear that? Oh my goodness. They've just been quiet to let them talk, but I tell you what, just listen to the fans.
I know, it's like, even when he first arrived on the pitch, it just makes you realise not only how much Liverpool Football Club means to this city, but how much Steven Gerrard means to this city. It's absolutely unbelievable.
I'm going to give this microphone a go so we don't have to share it. Am I back? All right, I'm back. Brilliant. I mean, some people here have just watched 2 lads in the front there standing the whole time just waiting to touch Stevie. I mean, he is still a god for me personally. I've always said in any interview I've done growing up, he was my hero because he was from where I was from and he reached the top, and it's still the same.
There's absolute scenes over there here now, and I mean, we've just been surrounded by legends. And the other thing I will say, and I said this in the commentary box, and everyone agreed, was like, no matter how big these guys get, they're just so humble and they're so happy to be here, and there is just an atmosphere when it comes to Anfield and this club where everyone just realises how lucky they are to be associated with it, and that never goes away.
It's amazing. Well, this is the corner to be.
Speaking of legends.
Talking of legends, yes. Can we just do one thing? You're all right, Ian Rushy. You're all right to be all out.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Can we do one thing first, boys, please? Can you check your microphones work?
I hope so.
Are they working? Oh, Rushy, yours isn't working. You might have to share. Talk to me about today. Just amazing, right?
Oh, yeah. You know, the 2 sets of fans. You know, to an occasion like this, people don't realise what it means to the foundation and to Liverpool itself and the ex-players. And to the people to come on the droves, and the Celtic fans were amazing as well, with the exception of booing Stevie G all day. Yeah, just terrific, absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, just what Aldo said there. It's a fantastic day. The amount of crowd when you come out here, it's like watching the first team play. You know, the crowd now. But Celtic fans are fantastic. But to fill the Kop in a game like this is amazing, and it all goes to a great cause.
Incredible, I know. Is yours working?
I think mine's is working. I'm not really too sure, but I just wanted to say to you, you guys, like, what do days like this do? What do these sort of days say to you about the Anfield as a venue, and Anfield as a sort of a cultural hub? Does it make you realise how lucky you are to have been associated with this area?
It always has been. You know, I come in here since '65, so the passion's always been here.
Yeah.
You know, it's different than the old Kop, obviously. You know, when it used to be like crazy to be in the bit, I loved it. You know, loved it. But now it's different, like all stadiums, but it generates a great atmosphere. You know, today it was not that way inclined because it's a different type of day.
Yeah.
But one thing for me, what it does, as well as the money we raise, is you see kids can actually get into the stadium, whereas on Liverpool match day it's impossible. Just, you know, we turn away about 30,000-40,000 every game, but to give them an opportunity to come in, watch the old boys give a good game, and you know, the occasion, it's an experience for them, but they can't afford it and they can't get in for an ordinary game. So I know it's not great to not be the first team, but it gives them a little bit of sense of what it's all about.
Although, what about playing now? Was there a party here? Because we have got some footage of you playing.
There we go.
Against Bayern. I don't know if we can dig it out now.
I think it might be.
Let's have a look. Here you go.
5-5
There you are.
Penalty.
What do you think? You on it?
Jeez.
I tell you what, that's a.
What happened there? Have you got your shoelace?
No, it's me head knows what to do, but me legs didn't. I was too excited, I think.
Funny. But yeah, is there a part of you too that obviously, you know, when you're watching them out there, you know, they've obviously retired now, but for you, do you just want to get your roots back on?
Yeah, I think you want it. Of course you do. Yeah, I think your brain's telling you can do it, but your legs are saying you can't. It takes that long to get down there for it to it. But as soon as you walk out to a place, who would not want to play on a place like this? No, it's the only place in the world where you can get so many people coming. So everyone wants to play some part of the game.
I think we accept the fact that we can't do nothing, and that's proof of the pudding.
I have actually got to say a big thank you to you, because you won't remember this, but you're actually the reason I started playing for Liverpool ladies when I was 10, because my granddad was a massive fan of you, and you had a soccer school on many years ago, and I come down to it, and I got scouted by Liverpool ladies from your soccer school, so thank you very much. Anyway, just had to say that.
Yeah, little aside. You're also the reason my dad had a moustache in the 90s, so I'd like to thank you for that as well.
You said dad, she said granddad.
He's young.
How did you guys find the managerial side of things today? I believe you're in the dugout today.
Yeah, well, you know, Kenny's the manager, and to be quite honest, you can't understand the word he says at times, can we? But
we're the translators.
we worked it out because, no, to be honest, it's hard to be fair to all the players that turn up. You know, there's 22 players there, so you've got to make sure to get the right minutes, right time, balance it out.
Who's the moaners? Is there anyone who moaned he didn't get enough minutes?
No, the lads just like to be a part of it and get across. I think the main thing for the lads is to be invited.
I think Luis Garcia's moaning to come off.
Yeah, what time, ref? How long?
We're also currently looking for some older contestants for Love Island, so I'm just wondering who you think that played today's got a
said yes.
Jesus. Hey, tell you what, there's a couple of lads there fit enough to go on it.
I tell you what.
Some of them when they played football now.
I tell you what, the Clavan was looking cracking.
Clavan was in good shape, wasn't he? Up and down that wing, he was looking good.
I can see him slow-mo walking into a Villa.
I tell you what, Gerrard as well looked like he could still be playing. Gerrard was decent there, but yeah, just amazing. I've had a great day, mate. We won. The Celtic fans give it. Stevie give it back. Obviously, that penalty. Do you want to talk about that really fast? Was it a clear pen?
It was, yeah, it was a stupid challenge, and you know that. But it was hard for Stevie to concentrate because he had so much stick off the banter off the Celtic fans. I actually thought he might miss it, but
I had confidence in him, and also was in the Celtic end as well. So I made it better for Stevie.
It's a great pen. Hey, it's what we expect from Stevie.
Oh, I mean, it's just writing on the wall, isn't it? Anything else, Ian, from you?
I think that's it. I just want to say a big thank you guys for being involved.
Thank you very much,
to
boys.
Everyone at
thank you,
LFC for having me involved.
And
now we've got Becky down in the tunnel, and she's tickled to believe Mark Gonzalez.
I think you did yourself justice out there today.
Was nice to be on a good crash again, and kind of the emotions took over, and adrenaline and everything. So it was nice to run around. Yes.
How has it been for you being back overall? Because 2018 you left, so 5 years have gone by. But I imagine still walking these corridors. They've changed a little bit since you were last here, probably, but still lovely to be here.
Yes, and. To walk out first time, also from the locker room to Anfield and to all the trip together with the Legends team, and yeah, a lot of memories came back, and it was nice to relive them again.
And you've been checking out the new facilities, obviously at the training ground as well, which you were really impressed with. I think.
I was, yes.
What do you think about the AXA and in general? It's a bit different to Mold, isn't it? A bit of a different feel, but you enjoyed being there last night.
It's Stevie Gerrard. I mean, we can't say more about it.
You guys might have hung up your boots professionally, but it is still pretty competitive out there when you're on the pitch, isn't it? You're always desperate to win it.
Always. It's always competitive. All the team, doesn't matter if it's a charity game, we always want to win. and I think we show it every game. So that's important always to keep the competitive, active.
And it is great as well. You mentioned charity there. Obviously, the LFC Foundation is the main beneficiary from today, and I'm sure you guys are all delighted to play your part in that.
Yeah, of course. And we can see all these people supporting us. They can still donate to the LFC Foundation, so give a call as well. And we're so happy to be part of it. It's always important to help others.
And what's the plan for later then? More catch-ups, a few drinks later on?
Hopefully, yeah. I'm looking forward for that. So, yeah, I don't know when's the next game, so I'll be in shape for that.
You're desperate to get back already, aren't you?
I am. Yes, I am.
Enjoy tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Take
Bye.
care.
Yeah, and like we just said there, if you want to donate, don't forget there is a donate button on your screen. Or you can go to liverpoolfc.com/donate to donate. And we're going to use some of the money to buy some new microphones.
Honestly, I'm just doing that now. But the best thing I just found out when Aldo and Rushy have just left, Ian goes, "Oh, Rush, I packed you on FIFA yesterday."
I did. He's got a new icon card out, actually. It's worth actually half decent bank.
Just amazing. Jay, you're back with us.
I am.
How was that? Did you enjoy it?
I loved it, yeah. Thought it was brilliant. Obviously, the game was a little bit slower than what we normally expect on a Premier League game, but you can see that the players have still got the technical ability and the wow factor, and Stevie obviously scored the Celtic end was a bit of a moment, and I think we all enjoyed that one, didn't we, just like he did. So, yeah, no, the game was fantastic, and the win's the main thing.
Yeah. Debbie, talk to us about today as well for you. What a day it was for everyone here.
Oh, it's been amazing. So I run a men's mental health charity, and we've had 20 of our lads here to enjoy it today. Listen to Jamie Webster singing. It's just the most unbelievable opportunity that we've had, so it's been very special.
Were they just literally singing along to every word?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we've been very fortunate. LFC Foundation invited to a lot of the games, but these charity ones are just amazing. So without the work of the LFC Foundation, we wouldn't be able to do what we do.
Can you talk to us a little bit more about Sean's place and where it come from?
Yeah, so Sean's place exists because my brother was Sean, and sadly he took his own life 3 years ago because support for men just wasn't available. It was so hard to find any help for him. As a sister, I was just desperately like, where did these people go? How did we get help for them? There must be somewhere, and there wasn't. So when Sean died, I created somewhere, and we support now about 170 men every single week, through free and immediate access to support and giving them opportunities like this just to enjoy life again.
It is just amazing, isn't it, what the Foundation are doing, and like I said, to keep players in and to be doing this even for fans, to donate, to come down, watch the football, to give people an opportunity of things that they don't get to do very often. It is amazing.
Yeah, so I was just wondering as well, what sort of services do Sean's place provide to the people of...
Yeah, we've got a whole range of services really, because as you know, with mental health, it's not a one-size-fits-all. So we provide things like counselling and therapeutic support to give people that opportunity to, to talk about what they're going through, but also the social support as well, so they can make friends and have those connections and then positive sort of elements to the day. So we have things like angling clubs, guitar lessons, we do fitness class, men's yoga is really popular as well. We have about 20 lads a week in the yoga.
I love yoga.
Yeah. What about you, Jay? You a bit of a yoga man?
I'd say I like it, but I can't do it.
Hamstrings.
We've literally just had a guy in his 70s learn how to do headstands, so it's never too late.
Oh, there you go. You made it from Debbie there.
Are you talking about Ian Rush?
No, unfortunately not, but he's welcome to come and try.
Oh, the grass is getting cut there, isn't it? I can smell that fresh grass. Yeah, Jay, talk to me as well, obviously, talking about mental health there and being a player with Forever Reds Foundation and stuff like that. How important is that as well?
I think it's massive because for us as ex-players, obviously, that your life has evolved around football and your day-to-day routines that you've had since your young age. To then have them taken away when you do retire, it is a mentally tough thing to do. And listen, I'm in a very fortunate position where I can involve still at the academy now, but speaking to Phil Neal upstairs, and he was talking about it, saying that like when he finished his game, he found it really difficult to find his place of where he belonged. And to speak to someone like him and the historic that he is at this club and the legend that he is at the club, I found that obviously a new chat with him, and it was difficult to listen to as well, but to know that the Forever Reds has come around and they're helping him now, and he said he feels like he's got a new lease of life since it's been founded. So for us, it's a fantastic thing.
I guess, for me, one of the big things men's mental health is men opening up and men being able to speak. So I guess, for me, anyway, personally, I've got a big WhatsApp group with my mates. We talk about fantasy football. We talk about our own teams. So I guess football must play a massive role for you guys, in terms of men's mental health, like football is a great place for men to open up emotionally and form friendships and the rest of it.
Yeah, listen, I'd massively agree with it, but I'd also think that sometimes like men see themselves in the world of football, they might see themselves as like weak if they were to open up to someone, but lads should know that they should be able to talk to anybody whenever they need to, when they ever feel like they want to. And I'd advise anybody, if they ever feel anything whatsoever, then go and talk to someone, because I've had friends in the past that have tried to hide things, and once you really open up, they feel so much better afterwards. So for me, it'd be about, listen, open up, tell anyone that you can, and be open as well.
Brilliant. And so last question to you, Debbie. We were asking people today to donate to the LFC Foundation, and what can those donations do for Sean's Place in particular? What will you do with the money to help people?
The support is incredible. Like, Sean's Place runs solely off donations, and people climbing mountains and running marathons for us. So with this money, the LFC Foundation can continue their work with us. Like, they come and deliver a programme called Man to Man, which is exactly what we've just been saying. It's giving people that safe space to talk, really. But without that, I don't know where people would go, because it's great telling people to, make sure you talk, come and speak to someone, but it's like sometimes we don't always have those places to go or the people to speak to. But programmes like what the LFC Foundation provides, that they give men that opportunity, really.
Oh, it's so lovely to talk to you,
too,
Jay. I
thank
think
you.
you're sticking around, but we've got Becky. Who's she with? Oh, so many people, I can't keep up. There you go.
Debut for the Liverpool legends, and Ragnar Klavan's debuts go. I think you can be pretty pleased with that one.
Yes, I'm surprised how many people came out to see the old legs, and it was so nice to be back and hear the walk alone, and also with the great atmosphere with Celtic fans as well. Yes, it was a great afternoon.
We spoke pre-match, didn't we? And we said there's maybe a bit of pressure on you, that the lads were saying is the most recently retired pro, that you were maybe the fittest. Now, I think you did yourself justice out there today.
Was nice to be on a good crash again, and kind of the emotions took over, and adrenaline and everything. So it was nice to run around. Yes.
How has it been for you being back overall? Because 2018 you left, so 5 years have gone by. But I imagine still walking these corridors. They've changed a little bit since you were last here, probably, but still lovely to be here.
Yes, and to walk out first time also from the locker room to Anfield, and to all the trip together with the Legends team, and a lot of memories came back, and it was nice to relive them again.
And you've been checking out the new facilities, obviously,
yes,
at the training ground as well, which you were really impressed with, I think.
I was, yes.
What do you think about the AXA and in general? It's a bit different to Melwood, isn't it? A bit of a different feel, but you enjoyed being there last night with all the lads. Yeah,
I think Melwood was also high level, but the connection between the young players was not there. So I see the big possibilities that the AXA training center has, that the young players can also see the big players to come in, and they can smell the atmosphere and dream a little bit higher and bigger. So that is a really good thing.
And what's the plan for tonight then? Because it's not just about the game, is it? It's a bit of a reunion for you guys this evening as well.
Yes, reunion and a recovery for all of us.
Hopefully more Legends appearances for you though.
Yes, it was really nice to be part of it, and when I'm called, then I will be ready to come again, yes.
I'm sure you'll be called again. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was really nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Klavan, what a performance. 90 minutes.
I don't know who the man of the match went to the end. I'm guessing Gerrard, because he got the goal, but he could have been far behind.
He was great, wasn't he?
I thought he was brilliant. I think him, Hippier, Skirtle, they all played 90 minutes. So to be fair to them, to play 90 minutes after retiring for such, I think he was probably the most recent.
He looked brilliant, didn't he?
He looked in decent condition.
He looked really good.
So he done well. I thought he did play well.
He looks a bit like you, actually, Ian.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
I'm looking at you thinking it's like I'm talking to Ragnar.
I'm like Klavan meets
How was your game today? How do you feel?
I tell you what, I feel knackered just watching them.
Post-match.
I've been doing a bit of fitness.
I tell you what, he does look pretty good, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looked very well, mate, yeah.
Well, I'm doing
should be out there.
I'm doing not some of these guys. And the second goal was an absolute beauty today as well.
I liked it. I thought he... when he came on, he changed it down that left-hand side. He done really well.
He just gave a bit of pace that we didn't have in that first half.
A little bit of tempo, a little bit of speed to it, and a nice cut inside. And the finish was a little bit slow. Keeper maybe could have got down if you want to question it, but
yeah.
Listen, we're not questioning that.
Oh, here we go. Here's a little goal for you.
It's a great ball from Cisse right through, and
you were on the toilet, so you missed it.
I was getting a picture with Paddy the Baddie for my sister, so I'm happy you brought this back up for me.
Yeah, but I don't know what the keeper was doing, but it doesn't take anything away from that touch. Sets him down.
Listen, the defender's been sold, and he's been sniped from the crowd, and down he went, but the finish off the post and a nice finish.
On ice.
I mean, I'm just buzzing. I still can't believe we've done this. Talk to me dead quick about commentary. How did you find that? Because he left me then.
Well, the whole thing was like an amazing experience. I was down here chatting to you, and then I cut through, and everyone's warming up. And as I'm walking, Stephen Gerrard just comes up to me and goes, "Welcome to Anfield." And I was like, what is my life today? But we were up there. The fans were absolutely lovely. There was actually a few Celtic boys and girls mixing amongst, but everyone was having a great time. And it was just nice to watch it, take it all in, soak in the atmosphere. And the one thing I find about this club is you never hear anyone talk about any player in terms of like, oh, he's a bit big for his boots, and it doesn't come in.
Getting a bit close.
I was going to say, I couldn't hear a word he was saying.
I can't hear what you're saying. The lawnmowers are out. I mean, there's no fans left. It's just us. So before we do go, I think we've got to get everyone to make sure that you donate. And okay, you can go on Facebook, you can get it on the Instagram. There's links anywhere. Just please donate.
LiverpoolFC.com/donate.
Please donate.
What a day, boys. Thanks,
brilliant.
Jay,
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Thank you for being here. Should we have a little hug? Ian, same time next year, maybe?
Hell
I might bring a pair of boots just in case as well.
Come Liverpool again. Not hurrying things, because the team that panics now will lose this cup final. It's out to Callaghan. Hitting it too far. It's a goal! And over the barriers they come. Here they come. Here comes another fellow to St. John. And there go the Coppers after him.
Lee. It's Alan Kennedy, and he goes on, and he scores! Alan Kennedy, the unlikely man again, the man who scored in the League Cup final, and now